The following may include subject matters of war, violence, loss, and adult themes which may not be appropriate for all audiences. Viewer discretion advised. Previously on Darkeport. Episode 27. Despite the imminent danger of a skeletal retinue descending upon the weakened fellowship, Titus manages to reach the tenuous reason of their host, Lord Lepidus Terentius Cavinius Zosh. The older patrician stands down, appearing more desperately lonely than hostile, as well as perhaps genuinely concerned for the well-being of the exhausted party. This conversation occurs while skeletal scratching continues at the tent flap. During this, second mate Phoebius brings Marcus's attention to two curious red furred Pyja faces that are themselves investigating the scene by lifting up the tent flap and peering inside. Meanwhile, Weisa and her new best friend Caepio Secundus successfully depart the camp unchallenged. Caepio has left behind a reasonable facsimile of his tent and its occupants, hoping to delay the inevitable discovery of his betrayal of his former ally, Barolus. Jason is also inside his tent, ready to undertake his own plan when the moment demands it. A strange yet not entirely unknown power rises up in Weisa, traveling along the spiritual line she previously established with Caepio by breaking bread with him. She snares the Death Tamer in a subtle yet powerful compulsion, compelling both his solicitation and his aid. The Fellowship is reunited as Weisa and Caepio come upon Lord Zosh's tent. The party happily recombines, although Caepio's presence draws some measure of consternation. With the Death Tamer acting as a sort of guide, the group is at last able to come to the field of mystic energy that surrounds the presumed location of Jason Tenderheart's tomb. Before Caepio is able to tell them what he knows, Titus impulsively crosses the barrier. This brash act immediately draws the attention of a being of immense antiquity and might, one before which Caepio humbles himself, having only just survived a previous encounter. The being rapidly rotates through the members of the Fellowship, remarking upon some core characteristics of each with an underlying thread of contempt for Titus, Merrick, and Weisa. His assessment of Nilishly is largely neutral, as expected, with Marcus's judgment being pushed to some future moment as yet unclear as to how the being rates the true cleric. After this, the Guardian of the Tomb commands the Fellowship to make your case. They do not. After the creature has dismissed them, only once making reference to itself as Tess, the binding power that Weisa had placed upon Caepio begins to fade. The Death Tamer seems to turn upon Weisa in a fury. The next few flickers could spell disaster for the group, or perhaps for Caepio himself.
And welcome, faraway friends. You have arrived once more at the Port of Dark. We're a little bit, we're just back from hiatus, so I see we're a little bit wiggly over here, which is okay. We're channeling a little chaos crew tonight, which is delightful. So perhaps that will inform some of our roleplay. Hope y'all enjoyed the hiatus. We certainly did, although we've been hard at work coming up with some surprises for y'all. So, Tobias, I believe we have some friends with us.
We certainly do. We are grateful and humbled to once again be blessed by the presence of both Eldritch Foundry and Cantrip Candles. Please do check out links in our video description to check out those wonderful partners. Eldritch Foundry, of course, allowing you to create totally unique custom figurines to match any setting that you might be playing in, from high fantasy to science fiction and everything in between. And Cantrip Candles, the titans of verisimilitude. It is an incredible scent to it. The potency of the baked bread is pungent and real and makes us hungry on a regular basis. And there are many, many more where that came from. So please do check out the links in the video description. And thank you to our wonderful partners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We had actually been doing some Daggerheart episodes, so we had a different candle, and that one had its scent stored up for a month now.
Oh, wow.
And so when I pulled it open, I was like, I'm hungry already. We haven't even lit it yet, and I can smell it.
Yeah, it's pungent.
It's good stuff. All right, speaking of Constructed Chaos, the Chaos Crew, our sister stream, they stream pretty much every week. Unlike us, they're more hardcore than us. They don't need no wimpy hiatuses. So on Wednesday, on same time slot, 1900, 7 p.m. So go check them out. Great energy. Lots of different projects that they're doing on over there. And Alex, their fabulously talented GM, regularly puts out material for you to go look at. The Tankard, which was the Tanky Bard, was a particular favorite of mine. So we have that, and I guess we're over to the Candle of Tales, my dear.
Wow, we're going.
We're just zipping through.
Going in.
Here we go.
We're just doing the thing.
Back.
We got there.
Ooh, yeah.
We just gotta shake the rust.
A little
out.
false start there, but we got
No, we got there.
I love the perseverance.
Oh, yeah. Just gotta keep singing. Just keep singing.
Just keep singing.
And
Story.
we have a no doubt top tier journal entry for us. Yes.
Whoa. Let's
Let's go that far.
We'll manage expectations.
All right, Miss Weisa. This young body holds more than is known, even to me. A new talent now, a new weapon to wield. How to discern its wisdom and danger is mine to understand. I have no one to tell me otherwise. No one to show me how to respect this power I carry. It would be disrespectful to not use the gift given. I'm not a fool to deny such advantages. But what do I do when the gift given misaligns with my morals? You see, I respect freedom. I would not be here with my cohort if it were not for someone else believing in my freedom and myself agreeing to it. I would rather bind my own hands than bind another's. I have no desire to be someone's master, but there are special circumstances, aren't there? There are moments that ask for manipulation, like when a beast is too wild or an enemy too bold. Of course, there are times when only the whip will do or the knife. Yet here I am, built to control on the deepest levels, an instrument for suppression. Am I becoming my mother's dream? Do I have any control of who I am becoming? Perhaps it is my mind trying to make excuses, but I wonder, does my domination foster pleasure? Wasn't Caepio far happier with me as his friend? Isn't he desperate for companionship, real, alive, rosy-cheeked camaraderie? Perhaps he invited this manipulation so that he could finally receive what his heart so dearly yearns for. Maybe I'm not his master, but his savior. Maybe I'm good. These are dangerous thoughts, and I will leave them here for now.
Behind mine.
Bravo.
So good.
Thanks,
So
guys.
Nasty.
good. And I probably should have put this in there. Titus, you won MVP last time. Congratulations.
Golly.
So you have 3 active morale points right now.
I'm up to
That's
5.
what's up.
See that 10. Can I trade those in for like getting rid of exhaustion? Hey, that's why you ask. No dumb questions.
Merrick, you had a brief nap, an all too brief nap.
I was gonna ask if I got anything with a brief nap.
What you got was an idea. No, two more winters, and I'll start harassing you with that. Ask me how I know. So, you get you don't know if it's an actual vision, but you get a picture of home, of what may be right now. You see Jasmine, no surprise. That's where your thoughts would turn to.
Yeah, of course.
Laboring away, and you are a little bit taken aback by what you're seeing along the wall. So this would be the broken tower, which now was renamed Aurelia's Watch.
Julia's watch.
Yeah,
Yulia's Watch.
Yulia, that's right. Yulia's Watch, and you see her and her crew hard at work, and you see some of the Shire-born Kithki working along there as well.
Tulia.
A few, yeah. And they've made what looks like impossible progress on that wall. It doesn't even look like the same wall anymore, and there's no way they would have had time to tear it down and rebuild
I
it.
do have a stone. Yeah.
So
Over there.
that's
Okay.
where your little thoughts take you, and then
Yeah.
your lord's hand wakes you up as he hastily rouses you. You snap awake, shuffle off, and come out to quite the scene. Caepio,
Hi.
you suddenly had your mental vacation taken from you. And I would like you... Actually, you know what? You weren't really trying to hide anything. Weisa, make an insight roll. This is all happening in between the
Oh,
texts.
I got a crit. So, 27.
Okay.
Damn.
She did roll a 1 last time.
Yeah,
Now, that's a good portent to start.
What's up?
So you, although the bond that you had established with him, and then the, how do you want me to refer to it? Compulsion, binding, that you hit him with?
Binding is
Binding?
worse.
Okay. The binding you hit him with, although that fades and both of you become aware of it at the same time with that high of a roll, you, of course, being the aggressor, the person to lay it on him, know to expect at some point the party is going to be over. And as soon as you feel this first little, it's almost like a thread fraying. You can feel it start to go. Whereas Caepio's eyes just reach up, then you hear him hiss at you.
That was incredibly foolish, girl.
And you see his clammy hand reaching toward you. However, you had a single moment before then. And in that single moment, before you see what his reactions are, knowing that you're swifter than him, and in fact all of your companions are, with the possible exception of poor second mate Vibius, what would you like to do?
What would I like to do? Take my staff and knock him down? Like, knock his legs out?
Okay. Roll to attack.
Okay. 14?
That just hits. Okay, go ahead and roll damage. Die 8. You're still down 10.
I'm down 11.
Oh, down 11.
Wait, a die 8?
Die 8, yep.
I rolled a die
6.
and I got a 6. I was like happy about that. Okay.
Now you just get to roll an 8. Perfect.
Which one's the die 8? I'm confused.
Double triangle.
You need one of these.
Your thumb is on
nifty
the right.
guys.
That one.
This one.
The diamond.
Hey, so got a
6.
6. Yay.
Okay, so
Is that with strength bonus?
no, she has a penalty.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Yep. So it's 5 points. Are you? And you're. This is going to count as subdual damage. Where you're trying to subdue the person, or are you trying to break his bones?
Oh, shoot, that's a good question.
You'd have to decide in that.
I have to
split second.
decide right now.
Yes.
I would like to, maybe like fracture a bone. Like I'm not trying to like totally take him down, but like
Okay.
Real da-
So
real
that's
damage.
that's 5 bludgeoning, and since
sorry.
and I'm gonna go ahead and let you roll athletics. Make a contested athletics rolls with each other.
14.
3.
Right. You keep your feet. Now, things happen very swiftly. So, important to note, you are standing next to her, and you saw her just strike Nalishli. I just went back and watched last episode because it had been a minute. Nalishli was never really down with Caepio, and so
Except there at the end when we were buddies.
things were getting a little bit better. But you were always like, yeah, I don't know about this. So she smacked you in the same moment. Caepio, make a roll to grab her.
It's a botch. It's a 1.
Okay. So as she smashes your legs, you manage to keep your footing, but you wobble around badly. And you, Weisa, are used to keep away from a much more physically adept adversary, i.e. your sword sister, Nalishli. So you dart to one side and you avoid whatever horrific thing was at the end of his hands. And we're now in rounds. Merrick, what are you doing? And basically everybody's on top of you because everybody's close together.
Okay, so I literally just I'm trying to I just
You
woke
woke up.
walked out,
Yeah,
we
we're
hustled
like-
together,
hustled you out.
and then this happened.
Yeah. I'm not going to worry about the positioning because everybody's within 10 feet, 15 feet of each other, so everybody can move up on everybody else. And he's going to eat, half a dozen attacks of opportunity if he tries to run.
I am going to
Remember, he does still have the shadow armor up.
I am going to jump and grapple him like a little bear hug from behind. If I can.
I just want to love you.
Okay. Make an athletics roll. And Toby, make a contested athletics roll.
Athletics. That is going to be a 17.
12.
12. All right. You feel his preternatural strength as his beefy little arms just crush your own limbs.
Yeah, I'm kind of like jumping on
against your
the
side.
back and kind
Yeah.
of squeezing him, and I don't even try to pull him down.
He's thin
New
enough.
like a backpack. Yeah.
He's thin enough that you can actually just get your arms around him. You would not be able to get your arms around Titus, or probably not Marcus or Nalishli.
Just to be clear, I'm not going to be able to say anything until my turn.
As a reaction, go ahead.
Okay.
Have to be brief.
Yeah. Is this what the honor of House Vaughn is worth?
Okay.
That idea to attack. It was her who attacked me!
We may be okay. Nalishli, you're actually no. It'd be Weisa next.
Weisa next. Yeah, I just want to get him down on the ground. Like, I don't really want to hurt him, so I would... But he's on him now, like, from the back?
Yeah, I'm basically constraining him with.
Do you respond?
Like an arm
you
lock.
respond to Caepio's words, or you just going into eat-ass mode?
You lunged at me, and then I hit my staff again.
Okay. You see where Merrick's weight pulled him off to one side. So you actually get your staff, you try to hook it behind one ankle and counter lever one leg out. So go ahead and make another contested roll. Your athletics.
Jesus. Are you gonna roll?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was contested. Apologies. 6.
2.
2.
They may just like slapping you.
This is a comedy. A bunch of girls fighting.
pretty
Kids,
bad.
I'll turn this whole
Pretty
party
bad.
around.
All right. Maliciously.
How many feet away is everyone from me?
I mean, if you wanted to kind of, I think I have an idea of what you're contemplating. If you wanted to wade into the thick of it, you could basically, everybody would be within about 10 feet of you.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone's in 10 feet.
I mean, if you just shoved your little,
Okay.
your not so little body in, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then my question is, when I watched him, Caepio, attack Weisa, did it look as if he was just physically attacking her, or was there any spellcraft?
That is a very good question. Make an insight roll.
Should I do it with these ones?
Oh, you know what? You're right. I was teasing you. And so our own Havok went to some links to get us some dice, specifically Allie and Donnie.
Wow.
Blessed and everything. So I'm gonna these ones are for Allie.
Hashtag
Blessed.
And thank
We're
you so
blessed.
much.
We're blessed
Did
to
do
the best
the-
of the best don't rest. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're blessed. You're going to stab Caepio in the chest.
For you.
Thank
And
you.
for the
And Havok, thank you so much. I've never
Yeah,
bought
this is
dice.
awesome.
I've always just
really chunky.
gotten them.
just the kindness of strangers.
All right.
So nice.
We are christening this dice.
Okay. All right. Go
Have
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
What am I doing? I'm
Insight.
doing
Insight.
Oh, Havok. That's gonna be a.
Just
Wait. No, this changed recently.
Yeah. So it's even for you
even
now.
It's even now. That's right. So 17.
17? I'm going to say that's high enough because, again, you weren't really hiding your intent. What does she feel from you? What does she pick up from you?
Shock, anger, desire for violence, but in the moment, I would say it was more just a reaction. There was no like active will. It was more just.
And obviously, with your 27 earlier, you would have picked up on that as well. I should have asked.
So no spellcraft going on.
Not in this moment, no.
Okay. I am going to ward. It's been a second since I've done this, but I want to
has.
ward in front of Weisa.
Okay, so basically, you're gonna shove yourself in, and then
Well-
trace the sigils.
But I can trace the sigil up to. It doesn't say, but I think I remember it was like up to 10 feet in front of me.
I think that's just for your. That's just for you, hon.
Oh.
Yeah, but you can. But I'm gonna say with him getting the unwanted backpack of 17 strength backpack on, that you'll be able to shove your way in.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
And basically, just block her and ward yourself
Okay, I'll do that.
to intercept. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Silver Lady, basically interposes herself, and is that your round, or do you want to say anything or do anything else?
I do. I want to say something.
Go for it.
Caepio, we must work together. Slow your hand.
I was trying.
Titus.
I neither have the time nor the patience for you. We speak of loyalty and honor. If we let you now go and come with us, would you accept? If not, and I just put it up and I'm like, it would be the easiest thing in the world.
Know this, Domini. You would come with me. But if you mean to say, will I honor the arrangement that we made of my own free will? Yes, provided your advisor doesn't get any more funny ideas about manipulating my mind.
But you were so likable.
Well,
You
we'll
were.
see how
Weisa,
much you like
can
it when
you-
your companions are in the ground.
I don't like it when you say those types of things, and I'm gonna push the sword a little bit closer to your neck to kind of like draw just a little
I'm
bit.
gonna lean into it.
Yeah.
You take a point of damage.
Weisa, would you agree to those terms?
I
Make a tactics roll.
All right, first roll. Come on, Havok. That is
It's
a
pretty good.
14.
You have a sense, watching his flesh, and you have adventured with a will worker before. You see how much resistance there is against your blade. You calculate that in the deep part of your mind, and you think he's pretty tough for a will worker. He's actually probably physically a little bit more more resilient than you are.
Okay. And then, I'll kind of take my blade back and be like, "Oh, Cassius," to the seneschal that's with us leading in.
So yeah, as skeletal guardian Cassius comes up, because I was waiting for his turn. Oops, I did not pull my dice out yet. That's okay. Grab one of yours.
Ooh, you can use a new Havok.
Have them.
Give him a Havok die.
Feels about right.
Everyone needs it. Everyone needs it.
That feels about right. He comes over and menaces you
Hello.
with the great axe, but doesn't attack because the party is not currently assaulting you. They are restraining you, but they are not assaulting you. So yeah.
Cassius, I know that you can't speak, but I remember what you wanted to do. Was it free him from his earthly... I can't remember.
Hard to be menacing when you can barely stand, my lord.
Hard to be menacing if I rip your tongue out. Which would be the easiest thing to do. And I'm going to grab him by the cheeks.
I'm going to stick my tongue out.
Merrick squeezes.
And then I'm just going to entirely...
damaging him?
Yes.
And I'm just going to cut this thing. I'm like, there you go.
Stop that.
A snake's tongue for a snake.
Okay, so you took 4 points of bludgeoning from Merrick and 1 point of damage from Titus.
Do not talk to my lord like that.
Do we have an agreement?
Your head starts becoming light as the Kithki starts cutting your oxygen off by squeezing you.
Whatever game you're trying to play, we'll both lose.
Marcus, obviously by now you would have had a chance to interject if you want.
Irony that I have been the only one to honor my word. Yes, Domini.
Wonderful. And I'm just going to start walking. Come on.
Release me.
Medic?
Nicely.
Heck.
Release me!
Merrick.
I'm gonna start
Ask
shaking him off.
nicely.
I'm gonna start
Squeeze
shaking him off.
harder.
Your lord.
Ask nicely.
Merrick, your lord gave you an order.
We don't have time, Medic.
Yeah, you take another 4 points of bludgeoning from Merrick.
Get this thing off of me!
Release him now.
Ask nicely.
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to grab Merrick by the back and rip him off.
Yeah, okay. Because that was about to. Okay, yeah. If that happens, then nothing happens.
Merrick squeezing.
Okay, make athletics checks against each other.
That is a 18 plus 4.
Less.
22.
Okay, how much less?
13.
All right, you rip Merrick off, and you now have him, and you breathe again. You have him off the ground because he's so much shorter than you, so he has no leverage right now.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of like just cast him down and be like, follow my orders.
My dignitas, my own personal dignitas was at risk here, my lord.
I don't care.
I do.
You're very close to being relieved of your service, Centurion. Caepio, I apologize.
And you will see, I will actually be a little taken aback by that.
Yeah, I didn't know if you fell down too, but I would offer you a hand to get.
I'll take it.
I'll put my sigil down.
And there will actually just be a pause where I'm like, a slight nod, and just a scowl at Merrick.
With a challenge like that, Titus, it becomes unmistakable now that the rules on this island are different, because you oddly don't feel that ancient power in your blood threatened to be diminished.
Okay.
Merrick walks off.
What direction?
towards the village, whatever direction they were moving towards.
Okay. The Guardian was taking you vaguely, mostly east and a little bit north. That was the direction when y'all were asking it for the temple, I believe.
I'm going to follow behind everyone. I need to keep everybody in my sight. I'm going to stay with the group, but I'm not letting anybody out of my sight if I can avoid it.
Okay.
So I'm not in front leading anymore.
Are y'all allowing that?
I'll be next to Caepio. Just because of, like, I wouldn't want him being behind with that, you know.
Okay.
And I'll also lean over the way, somebody like, nice whack. Like, it's just like a quick compliment for smacking him in the leg when he tried to lunge at you. Like, man, you're fast.
Okay. You hear Vibius kind of look at you, look askance at the violence. Look at Merrick and shake his head. Merrick can't see him because Merrick's ahead of y'all.
I'll catch his eye and just nod in agreement with him.
And he leans over to you and whispers, "That's pretty damn close to mutiny."
Aye.
So, before too long, you catch sight of a larger structure. And initially, last session, you had, I'm going to say you'd kind of, after those, what was it, 3 or 4 different attempts at investigation, your mind is really looking at specifically trying to find when these things happened.
Yeah.
So you're still kind of in that mindset as you're looking at this structure. And for some reason, again, your deep waters, as your character would think of it from her relit background, you don't get, it's not like a danger feeling, but there's nothing motivating about this hulk of rubble to you. As you get closer to it, you're kind of, you can even like feel your head shaking a little bit, and but y'all get there. It looks like someone's attempt at a modest shrine, but still built along the lines of what you might have seen in Germentum. So it's not a flight of steps. It's a single step. That's it. And then it's not like the large back room and then the 2 smaller rooms, which are kind of the blueprint, if you will, for temples in the Old Empire, which have carried over to Germentum. Instead, it's basically just a single room, and then it looks like the remains of the whatever priest or beacon's hut would have been in the back, but that's long since gone. You can just kind of see where where some of the thatch might have been in a circle. But the so they were 10th lighters. So the 10 light, not candelabra. Can't think of the word right now, but essentially the semicircular display there is still recognizable. And continuing the theme, I'm not going to make you make religion rolls because you noticed this already with Lord Zosha's tent. None of the lights is taller than any of the others, which is unusual. Not unheard of, but oddly egalitarian is how it would strike your eyes, because always one of them's foremost. So you go in. The structure doesn't have a roof anymore. It does have plenty of mouse droppings.
The entire roof, is it gone, or was there like part of it still there? We could see like moorings where there might have been an open spot for the sun to come in.
It collapsed.
So Merrick is still 20 feet away, and he stays outside.
Okay.
And he's pretty much gonna
You can feel it.
unseen and watch.
Okay, so you're prowling.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your blood is still up. Okay, so yeah, you're basically looking around. You're watching for outside danger. You're not watching the interior of the temple.
Right. They went in. I'm more outside looking to see what's there.
Okay. By the way, just for in case audience is confused, both of you all still have exhaustion.
Yeah, that's why I straight rolled.
Just when the 2 characters, exactly, yeah. Just if both
Doesn't
characters
matter
are
there,
exhausted,
yeah.
there's no reason to do that. Okay. Marcus, did you want to do anything once you
Yeah.
got into the temple? Y'all are free to go, but I know this was you were really trying to get here.
Yeah, I want to just take some time to just really take in the place where the beacon would have stood if he was addressing like anything that might be on the walls, like pictographs that have survived over the time, any words that might be on the wall, like drawn in, carved in, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Just take a very slow circuit around the place.
Okay.
And I'm feeling for any kind of that connection to the light.
I'm gonna ask a couple more questions of some of the other characters before I have anybody make rolls. Nalishli, are you keying in on anything?
Is there, as I look past the rebel, do I notice anything else that does feel more appealing to me, or at least more interesting?
So as you were coming toward the temple, there was a very light, I don't want to use the word rain, it was more like a mist that sprung up. To your skin, it's not particularly cold. To some of the more delicate members that are there right now, certainly Vibius kind of shivers. And so, of course, the temple is facing east, for the rising sun. But as you get in there, your head keeps wanting to turn west. Just a small thing, but you don't even really want to go into the temple.
I don't really feel like I want to go in.
No, I mean you can't. Yeah, it's not. Again, it's more like a subtle suggestion or just something. You're just not excited about it.
I think I'm going to follow whatever inclination that is.
Okay.
I'm going to turn and look towards the west and slowly start walking that way. Do I see any structures that stand out to me?
Far off in the distance, maybe like a mile away, you see what looks like the start of a fairly robust and still dense forest.
As I get closer to it, do I feel any deeper sense of connection to my deity or another?
Make a religion check.
I'm going to position myself in between where she's walking and the temple to kind of get both eyes.
Okay.
I just want to keep sure she's okay.
13.
Unsure, maybe. Yeah, you're kind of intrigued, maybe? Yeah. Remember, even though for us it's been a while, for the characters, you just had that extraordinary experience of going through the electric barrier and having your consciousness kind of reset in a way. So there are subtleties in the world right now present for you that maybe wouldn't normally be there.
For now, I'm going to turn back around and walk towards the temple with
Okay.
everyone, and just can I make my way slowly, closer to the opening of the temple if it's still there?
Sure. Yeah. I should have had you make that with disadvantage, but it's fine. All right. Because we're still tired. All my bruisers are tired. All right. Weisa, what did you want to do? After your little dust up with...
Well, Weisa feels a little guilty because she cares about fairness, so she'll try to talk to Caepio when he's calmed down. I don't know if that's not right now. But otherwise, she's just taking in as well. Is there anything she smells here? Is there anything she, senses energetically in the space? That's what she's tracking on.
Okay. I'll probably have you and Marcus roll at the same time. I'm going to let you continue to roll for that 27 insight. How close to baseline is Caepio now, Toby?
I'd say we're into orange. We're down from red to orange.
Okay. All right. So you can feel, but outwardly stoic.
As best as possible.
Yeah. So you see he's put his game face on now. You suspect you might have done something that just doesn't happen very often, which is hurt his feelings.
I know.
You, Caepio, you're concerned that your Calvaria, your assistant, didn't stir through that ruckus, and you wonder if it didn't get, because it's newly formed, you wonder if it didn't get semi-burnt out from the intensive will working that you did to coax out the story from the Guardian, from the Skeletal Guardian.
And I guess I can just feel that internally. Did she go? I assume she went back into my pack.
Yeah.
So I just have this sense. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising to you because if you were assaulted like that, you know that your old Calvaria would have been attacking, would have been biting, or screeching in the ear of the attacker.
So then, while everyone else is just investigating, I don't care. I'm gonna maybe just be inside the door, or just like anywhere I could be, not in anybody's business, and I'm just gonna investigate and chat with her a bit.
Okay.
Check in.
Yeah, I'm still by you, by the way. I'm too tired to
I'm ignoring.
It's not really a spell,
Yeah.
but you are slowly gathering strands of necromantic energy and swirling them down into, actually slowly gathering strands of mana, converting them into specifically necromantic energy, and then kind of reinvigorating your cult.
Yeah. So then I will literally just be sitting against the wall doing that.
Okay.
While everyone else is figuring out their life.
Since no one here was born in the Eternal River, they can't really. To them, it just looks like you're kind of waving your hand.
Yeah, just
delicately.
got her holding in my hand and just.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Weisa and Marcus.
I'd be sitting next to him.
Okay.
Eyes against, just kind of like closed. Like, Caepio, have you been here before?
Yeah, you would have explored the temple.
Yes.
Anything interesting?
You're looking at it.
My eyes are closed, Caepio.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a good one. Just sitting down, just like.
So you're looking more from an energetic perspective, and Marcus, you're trying to find the physical story of it. Go ahead. Marcus, go ahead and make a perception roll, and then Weisa, make an insight roll.
I got a 2, but I'm going to use my inspiration. Is that all right? Yeah. Great.
23.
23. Okay.
Well, it's better. It is.
Flip the sheet over.
Yeah, it's over here.
So with your 23, this strikes you on an energetic level. Weisa, this strikes you as a fairly standard and faded shrine. Certainly less vibrant than the one in than any of the ones in Germentum. Mm-hmm. I think at this point you've probably visited all three that are in Germentum. The one thing that you managed to tease out is if there was something that was vibrant left over, it would have been a sense of hope. Mm. But even that's starting to decay with the passage of time.
12.
And neglect.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Keep.
Do I get a sense of, like, how old this place is, or, like, how much it's used in any way?
That's an investigation roll.
Okay.
And then, Randy, go roll, baby. With the 12, you're not really able to parse out much more than that. You know, it's fallen into disuse. This was clearly where because you can see the scuff marks. It probably hurts your heart a little bit. You see like a girl's toy spindle that has been broken and discarded in the corner. And you do find some bones. It looks like someone was perhaps crushed when the roof caved in. And you're finding bits. They must have come to clean the space, but they never got around to repairing the roof because you don't see like big chunks of masonry or anything.
Right. So it happened. They came to clean it. There was still some more going on,
and then and they never came back to repair the roof or replace it.
Shows a dedication to the spirits, though. Like when they're actually taking the time to repair the temple.
Tots, what did you get?
15.
You see a similar story with a little more clarity. Initially, earlier in Lord Zosha's tent had given you an idea of how long it had been. So you compare that with your own observations, and you think this is about in line. You quantify it a little bit more keenly, at least than she did outwardly, and you put it at, well, no, because you had said 3. Yeah, I had told you 3 generations. You had said a long time. So your character comes to the same conclusion. You think it's been about 60 winters. That it was neglected, that it was last tended to.
Okay.
Which means that those threads of hope that you're picking up on must have been pretty damn strong.
Dang.
It does help that the dawn hits it every day. And the hope is strongest where the promise of a new day spills into the sanctified space. And the last thing I'll say is it does feel, and Marcus, I'm not going to make you roll on this because of what you are archetypally. It does feel like there is a faint presence of divinity here still. Unlike, just to remind the players, if you need it, unlike the temple at Germentum, the main temple at Germentum. Because remember, initially, way back when, you were surprised when you went there, and I told you you did not sense the presence of anything. You were like, huh. So that's different, yeah.
And do I get a sense of, is it a familiar sense of divinity? Very different?
That you might have to sit with for a while. You're not clear on that.
Okay.
It's not like Tiscotli or something that you're intimately familiar with. Yeah. It just feels somewhat removed from the outside. And you think you wouldn't want to test it, but creatures like Barolus and Constantine might have a difficult time getting in here.
Why?
Remember how the skeletons couldn't go inside of Lord Zosha's tent? Or chose not to. So they may not come in here because of what they are. This place might be strong enough, but you're not sure on that.
Interesting.
Yeah. It takes a while.
If there's one more thing I can do after I've done my thorough whatever I do.
Initially comes into the temple at that point.
I'm actually going to go up to the altar, or where it would be.
Okay.
Is there anything even still standing where it might have been?
Oh, there remains of an altar, yeah.
And I'm going to take a knee in front of it, and I'm going to pray. Our worship is here again. Please fill us with your presence and your light. And I'm going to touch the altar, and I'm going to use light spell on it, and bring light back into the ruined temple.
A soft glow of roughly the equivalent of a torch in full blaze comes out, but it's a preternatural gold instead of, and of course no smoke, no heat. As you touch it, Randy, almost like a delayed reaction, you see the 10 candle slots. As the energy runs through and reignites them. You know you're not strong enough to do that on your own. And so now the altar is aglow, and they're 10 empty candles, candle holders that nonetheless have a soft, encouraging golden glow coming from them.
Well, I know what that means. But it's something. Thank you. And I just give my respect to the temple.
Okay. Initially, being what you are, you also feel a faint presence of divinity here, but not one that you're intimately familiar with. So none of your pantheon.
I'm gonna walk up to Marcus and sit down next to him.
Okay.
And
while he's kneeling.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Okay.
And close my eyes and see if there's a way, because I am curious now about all of these deities. I'm gonna close my eyes and see if there's a way I can make contact or connect.
This one's pretty far from you. Not hostile. Just distant.
Marcus, how do you forge a connection?
I ask. It's guests always come, and here it's so much easier than anywhere else.
All I have to do is ask.
That's all I have to do. I would suggest, well, I ain't know what kind of relationship you have with your maker, but start building those bonds, building those bridges to her.
What is the name that you call yours?
The Lord of Light is a popular one with me. Prior to this, Quaelathorn, and that's still up in the air. It's a bit unsettling, if I have to think about it. A bit scary.
Well, I ask, whatever love the Lord of Light has for you, is it possible to, even for a moment, see it? I'm gonna close my eyes again.
I bring light to my hand.
Okay.
I hold it out to her.
I take it.
And just allow the light to flow through her as much as she can.
Okay. With that, you feel. Do you remember, Nilishli, when you became so? Actually, I'll call it righteous anger was flowing through you when the Utini champion was trying to kill Marcus and stomping on him, and he came within a hair's breadth of dying during that fight. And when she said words to the effect of, "How dare you try to destroy a miracle?" And you can feel that you come back to that moment. Not the words, but you feel that moment again, except now it's quiet. You feel whatever force is moving through Marcus now begins to move through your hand. You know you're not human. It's already been proved that he can't heal you. So you are going to have a different relationship with this power than any of the other humans will, or Kithki. But go ahead and make a religion roll.
13.
You have a glimpse of a much more present, composed Lord Zosh kneeling down in the very spot that Marcus is kneeling down in. So kind of almost at the center point, at the focal point of this half circle. And in front of the altar, his head bowed in prayer. And you can hear him beseeching not Quaelathon exactly, but it's very, very faint. But he's whispering, and you think you hear the name Jason. Almost like, this would be you have sacred ancestors. The Yearlet have sacred ancestors. So almost like he's talking to a sacred ancestor then. I was going to liken it to a modern day Catholic appealing to a saint, but for your character, it'd be more like that.
And I hear him say Jason? Or it's just like a wisp in the air?
It's like a wisp in the air, but you do, you think that he's beseeching Jason Tenderheart. And it's make one more roll. Still religion.
I think that's a 6. 9.
Okay. It's very blurry. There's a follow-up image to that. Maybe a shift in time. But and then you're not sure. You were like waiting to see what the response was. There was a part of your spirit that was waiting to see what the answer was. Whether or not he failed or succeeded in that beseechment, but you don't catch it. Okay.
Do I kind of snap back to reality?
Yeah.
I'm going to stand up quickly and look at Marcus and go, I think, never mind him.
Speak your mind.
I think I saw from your Lord of Light an image of Lord Zosh.
What was he doing?
Well, he was praying exactly where you are.
Okay.
I don't know what to make of it.
Did he say anything? Did he do anything? Did something happen for him or to him while he was here?
However strange it might seem, it seems he was asking for Jason. But for what, I do not know. And I'm going to stand up and then start walking around the temple and seeing if there's anything else here that I can notice.
Okay. Make a final investigation roll.
Okay. I can't remember. Is it like I have to make another investigation or insight, or do I write off the last one? I can't remember.
Sometimes you can write off of the last one, but these are very different rolls.
I have to change this dice out now. This is going to be a investigation, you said?
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Okay.
It's always fun.
You're still... Yeah, it's always 5. You're still kind of... for a long time...
That's a callback.
For long-time viewers, that's a bit of an in-joke, yeah.
It's a year ago callback.
Oh yeah, I can't turn it off.
So you're still kind of caught up in processing that vision and trying to decide if that was just a trick of your imagination or if that was something that you were seeing true.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll need Merrick for a moment, if he's willing to come on in. Merrick! I'll need you for a moment, please.
You're Marcus from inside.
How long has passed?
At this point, I'll say maybe half a torch for all told.
Master,
I'll walk inside.
so tired and so sleepy.
Marcus.
You had some of the sharpest eyes I know, and I have a feeling, well, I'm not sure if it's just imagination or not, but I'm wondering if they might have had a hidden area where they put important things. In the ground, the foundation, under the altar, but I ain't got that kind of skill set to see them. Would you do me the honor of looking?
Hopefully the tracks aren't messed up. I will look.
Appreciate you.
I will explore the edges of the temple, including the altar, and see if there's any scuffs, drags, footprints, anything that would show a sign of use or
Like a hidden door.
yeah, I mean it could be a scratch, it could be a footprint.
Okay.
Yeah, these sort of things.
I don't know, they're all the same size.
That's an investigation check, but I'm going to let you make 2 rolls. So these are both with disadvantage. Yeah. Investigation and then also track, and then quote unquote survival for tracking.
Not too bad. Investigation would be a 16.
16. Okay. And
Tracking or which one?
survival. Yeah.
Survival?
Yeah. Used for tracking.
That would be a 14.
Okay. It takes you longer than it normally would, but you are able to push past your weariness, and you see the story more clearly. Everything that I told Weisa, but for you, it takes on a more physical, corporeal form where you can see the people coming in and out. You can you also see where they probably had you can't tell if they had the formal sermon inside first and then they went outside to interact with the light, or vice versa, but there was some sort of inside outside situation going on. And then you give it a pretty thorough look and you don't find any hidden compartments. Which you do find are more evidence of these people. And you see more children's toys. You see more evidence of pottery, just everyday occurrences and everyday items, which make you more certain than ever, Merrick, that they were trying to set up an actual settlement here. Because you wouldn't bring children's toys and muck with a kiln if what you're doing is just coming in for tomb raiding. That would make no sense.
All right, he walks back to Marcus. Yeah. They had a ritual. These people were laying a temple in a village here. There are signs of children and their various accoutrements and toys. They would come in and go out, or go out and come in. Part of their worship ritual. There's nothing hidden here. This is just signs of them establishing a settlement here. It's been, can I estimate roughly? It's been a while. I mean,
it's been a while.
It's been a very long time since anything living was here.
Wait, so you didn't say 60 years out loud, did you?
I didn't say it out loud.
Okay, that was all internal. Okay, so yeah.
I mean, Lord Osh was here. Actually, I don't know that.
Thank you, mate.
You're welcome. He turns and walks out.
Okay.
And one final thing now that the candles have been lit, are they still lit?
Glowing.
Okay, are they glowing then?
Yeah, there's no flame.
Gotcha.
It's all just pure divine grace.
Are they glowing at the spot where it would have had a wick if there was a candle beneath it? Or is it just glowing from the actual holder where the candle would be?
That is a damn good question, Randy. Wick. Thank you for asking that. It's a beautiful detail.
That's cool.
Weisa, can you see something all down as we walk by each of these candles? There's something important here. I'm just not sure I can feel it. I don't know what to feel yet about it.
I have this necklace with me.
Jason's necklace. Mm-hmm.
I would touch it as I would look at these lights, this glow.
Do you touch it bare skinned, or do you still have the cloth that he put over it?
I would probably have the cloth over it, but I would let my finger just so slightly touch it.
Like a caress.
Like really
Like a certain rain.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to break. I just want to fracture.
Make a wisdom save.
Hey.
19 or
Okay.
18. Sorry.
18.
Yeah. It's pretty high.
You have a flood of images that immediately starts just pounding into your sensitive brain, and you have enough wherewithal to take your thumb off,
Okay.
trying to sort them as hopeless.
There's no sense of it.
There were millions of them.
Okay, got it. Okay, so soberly, if I look,
Like, think infinity mirrors.
Yeah.
Refractions upon refractions upon refractions upon refractions.
In mere seconds, yeah.
You
You understand?
you are certain that because you were with Katrin. I want to make sure you had the base to make this connection. You kind of, the hairs on the back of your head stand up as you realize with certainty that this somehow must be some fragment of that fabled cavern crystal remembrance.
oh yeah, the stone I'm touching. Yes, absolutely.
Like, there had been some speculation about that before,
It's cemented now.
you know it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So and I got all those images because I touched it without the cloth. Okay.
How obvious would it be that something is happening with her internally?
And I'm right next to her too. I was gonna ask.
You're
Make a roll if
You're
necessary.
outside, so yeah, make a perception roll. You've had time and you're kind of malingering by the entryway.
Ooh, you said perception?
Yeah.
That's 20. Dirty 20.
All right. So as soon as you hear a gasp from your nasty little traitor, your head, you can't help yourself. You have to see.
And it's clear to me that whatever it is because of whatever she's holding.
So her back is largely to you, Caepio, and it's just lucky that she happens to step a little bit off to her left when she's recovering, and you're much taller than her, and you can see over her shoulder for a brief moment, and you see the glint of something around her.
I did see him give her the necklace.
You did.
So
you saw him give her something because he was furtive about it. You know that something was exchanged.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have also seen her gasp stumble a little bit.
Clearly, because you're right next to her.
My hand's going to go to her shoulder, and I'm going to use resistance on her in case it's something to that effect to give her a bolster against whatever might be assailing her.
Your mind clears a bit after that kind of warmth, and that sort of warmth that goes into you, Tatiana, helps you like ground, like immediately ground, and you did. I don't think you've experienced that before from Marcus. Yeah, so
She's had the blessed version of it, but not the
not
the individual out.
not that one. So
Is there any way that I know that he saw what he saw, my friend Caepio?
at disadvantage, make a perception roll because you were busy kind of tripping out.
Wow. Quite disadvantaged.
Quite disadvantaged.
Yeah, I've got a 1.
Okay, you were tripping out.
Fair enough. Gotta cool it.
has it been a torch roughly yet?
You're getting there.
Do I see anything overall with these glowing lights?
You feel a little bit out of your depth.
Okay,
This is not the thrust of your training.
got it.
This is they're all about Quaelathon here. What you can say is that it seems that this is very clearly a temple to Quaelathon, like stem to stern. You're not seeing, y'all had speculated that maybe you could find like a hidden god here or something, but it tells a story, but the story is largely one that you already know. At least as far as you are able to see at the moment.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk back towards the entrance of the temple slowly, parsing out what I saw, but generally in the direction towards the entrance. And I'm gonna look again towards the west, and I'm gonna notice if I have any stronger inclinations to go that way.
About the same.
Scale of 1 to 10, how tempting is it?
How tempting is it?
Enough that it's prickling. I would say maybe a 3 right now.
Okay.
So it's there. It's present.
Simmer.
Yeah, it's a simmer. Right. It's a good simmer.
Okay.
All right. What would the fellowship like to do, Titus? You.
So there to say, did you find your answers?
There's something here.
Let me guess. Quaelathon.
One can hope, yes.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. What to do now?
I'm gonna keep looking out at the forest. I say we go that way.
Weisa?
I don't think we'll find more here.
Caepio?
Yes.
What do you think?
I wouldn't presume to offer
Your
counsel.
destiny is bound to ours. Just speak plainly.
What is your goal? What do you seek?
The answers.
To what questions?
What questions do you think?
It's important.
I don't know. Do you remember the thing asking us the questions?
I don't know. My memory's a little fuzzy. Some details might be blurred.
I'm beginning to regret my kindness.
Well,
Speak plainly.
names
What do you think?
have power. How many names have you found?
We know one.
Jason
You're
is another.
welcome.
I appreciate that.
We really do.
What was the guardian's name?
Tess, as far as I know. That's what she said when she was.
What do you know about this being?
Who is Koyoli?
The priestess's predecessor.
And
A
where?
previous supplicant to the cathedral who met an untimely end.
Where might we find the story of this Koyoli?
At the village.
Where she settled. I don't know the name of it. I mean, the player knows, but the character doesn't.
Character does not, but you're certain that you could coax it out of the lips of the dead.
Of course.
My next question is going to be, pray, Caepio, what must we ask you to tell us where Koyoli's story begins and ends?
We simply need to find the right mind to plumb. I don't see one here.
Shall we go?
Bit of housekeeping. Marcus, if you wanted to, I think, are you the only, I always forget this, I think you're the only one who has medicine. Or Merrick, do you have medicine too?
Not especially, no.
Yeah, I do have medicine.
Yeah, you do. So, yeah. So, if you want, you can tend to Caepio's wounds, but that is going to take another torch or so. But you would actually get 2 tendings because it's quote unquote 2 different combats. You have the first combat where he got caught a pilum, and then there's a second. The second combat was getting squeezed and cut. So there's that option. I just want to make sure you know that mechanically. And then, so whatever that power was inside of yourself, it's been long enough, it comes back pretty damn quickly because you feel it back there now. And you know that even without, you don't have the special advantage that you did before, the inside track, but you think you figured out now how you would use it even without that. Because you remember Publia, that moment. You remember how she caught their eyes, and they were hers, bandits.
Has it been a torch?
Yeah.
Short rest?
No, it has. Yeah, you've been chilling.
Great. I don't mean to be coy or evasive. I know little and less about what this creature actually is. Do I know? I mean, of course, I know more as the player than I do as the character, so I'm trying to parse exactly how far we've gotten there.
Yeah, sure. Ask away.
The race. Speculation, at least.
Ooh, speculation.
We've heard of at least.
Make an Arcana roll.
That's a 25.
Yay.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that you went ham because you've been trapped on this island for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And you've spent moons and moons digging every bit of lore and speculation that you could, as well as running through, picking the brains of your old Calvaria, and all of the books. And so, yes, you know a fair bit. That was a nice roll.
Timely.
Yeah.
What do you know of these beings? The common word is loy, as I know it.
They have a different definition of teach, apparently.
That entity is predisposed to be antagonistic to me. I can't imagine why.
Wow.
You, on the other hand, brought it upon yourself. I tried to warn you. I found that being to be more willing to endure your criticisms than was expected. That being is old. Very old. Perhaps you had gathered that.
Yeah, when she disappeared into the stars, I kind of had a feeling that it might be a little different than other things.
Stars, yes.
Like celestial?
where did where did it disappear to?
And I saw when I went up into...
Did you see?
There was a hint.
Did any of you see it?
the moon.
Good.
Lucida.
Indeed.
It's a vestige of Lucida. Or is it Lucida?
We know that this being draws mighty power from these bodies. Perhaps their names are more significant than simply happenstance, a random amalgam of syllables placed together. Maybe there are things about our time, the way we think about our world, the structures that we have built poorly in its estimation, I'm sure. That might give hints to some greater purpose that inspired it.
You're talking about the underpinnings of hermetic magic, Death Tamer.
Who speaks?
Vibius. He still stays away from you, but he's addressing you directly, I believe, for the first time. The fact that Old Speak, it's not just random syllables, like you say. The sounds themselves, the words themselves.
They matter incredibly.
Names, Domini names literally have power in Old Speak. That's how well-working functions.
I remember Katrin saying something of this nature.
It is why I am capable of incredible destruction by speaking 3 words. So, what is it about Lucida, or the names we have given?
Umbra?
What other names do we take for granted? We have a period of 30 days named after a dead man who also has an empire. What other names might have more significance than at first glance?
Well, the hottest moon of the year is named after, I didn't know before I met Merrick. I guess it's named after a fucking goddess. It's Roth. The 8th month is, no, not month, the 8th moon is Roth.
I'm not there, so I don't.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
He's looking over like the last area that he saw you at.
I may be listening, but I'm off in the forest. Just
the last
and just contemplating. Yeah.
The last moon is Quaelith. I mean, that's Quaelithon pretty clearly.
And days like fugue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's ever been able to figure that out. But yeah, there are individual days.
Marcus, any thoughts?
Perhaps the formation of a theory, maybe. I mean, how many months in the year are there? 12, just like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are 3 sects of Quaelithon, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th liars. If the 8th moon is named after Rolf, perhaps those candles are representative of the gods themselves, specifically by the name. So the 8th candle would be Roth. The first candle, or the last, depending on which you look at it, would be Quaelithon, but probably the first as light.
So rather than praying to Quaelithon, they're praying to the time.
Maybe. Something's weird about that, though.
Weisa, any thoughts?
I feel far out of my reach here. But Caepio, you mentioned that there are people, bodies here that might know more.
It's possible. Not gonna look at her.
What would it take to talk to them?
With without desecrating them. Preferably.
Do we have options for that?
There's always options.
I am a walking desecration. You forget.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Give me a minute in the temple. I'll be out in a moment. I just want to try one more thing before.
Do you need any help?
I don't think I'll need help for this. Stay close in case I scream, but I think it's just going to be an internal thing.
All right.
Caepio, you've noticed, and I think you said it out loud, Allie, the Silver Lady's interest in that kind of west and a bit north. She keeps staring off
Which, in my understanding, leads
to the village. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's been pretty persistent about it. All right, Marcus, what do you do?
I'm going to try something you did that you told me just now. That vision that we had, that we called it, well, you had, that we shared. I'm going to go to the spot that Zosh, the Lord Zosh, was at, according to her in the
Right
vision.
back to where you were at, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm going to kneel. The light should still be functioning at the moment.
It is.
And I'm going to just sink into myself, find that glow that's always, even if it's dim now with my power, just find that glow that I always find. My brother-in-law, Jason Tenderheart, would you give me some insight into where we might find the knowledge we seek?
You have an intuitive understanding. You don't need to roll for this. Two things. You feel him. Like, you had presumed that was his final resting place. You now know in your bones that big structure past the barrier is his final resting place. The second is that he's quiescent.
What does that mean?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You not active, but I'm specifically not. I try to pick my words carefully, and so I don't want to say asleep. That
Just dormant.
could be asleep, but yeah, dormant.
What have I learned about Jason Tenderheart in all the times that I've been speaking with the Beacon and my own personal religion studies that hasn't been oh my gosh?
Surprisingly, not that much. You know that he's considered the greatest chosen to ever walk Terra. You know that he had several legendary companions. You did not learn their names. At this point, though, make an investigation roll.
Did we learn his surname or his bloodline? Would I have known?
No.
I remember I did a roll, but it was bad.
Yeah.
I got a 6, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's something there that has nothing to do with the temple, and it tries to surface, but it can't. And Weisa, I'd meant to do this earlier. As you're contemplating the past as well, go ahead and make an investigation roll for yourself.
Crit.
Okay.
Nice.
So 23.
So you actually hear Marcus's voice from just a torch or two back, saying everything we need to know is on this island. And you can't imagine that Publia would send you here without giving you resources. There's always danger, and she's never coddled you. I mean, when she sparred, she smacked the shit out of you, and she fought hard and beat you down sometimes because you needed to understand what it felt like and how to fight through it. But you just can't see that she would send you here on a mission of folly. And kind of on its own, because you are a deeply intuitive person, your hand strays to the scroll that kicked this whole thing off. Because you still have that. You kept that with you, right? Or did you leave that on the ship? The actual letter?
I kept it with me.
I think you kept.
Yeah.
I think you kept it with me, unless you said otherwise.
Am I gonna go find my scroll right now?
Do you have it in your cover?
I might.
Oh, that's
Is this it? No, this is someone else talking to me.
okay.
Let me find it.
Okay. So yeah, you have some you have some gear, so you have to go through.
At least you get to read them.
She starts like throwing out pastries and
Yeah, you see Weisa having
ingredients here.
kind of having a moment.
Okay.
I think
So I'll just see what I see here. Due north from the Vaughan Keep, roughly 3 days out, is an island. As best as I've been able to determine, it's the final resting place of Jason Tenderheart, the strongest Bellator Sanctus, holy warrior that's ever been. He purportedly set off in full kilt along with his lifelong brother in arms, Tesserin.
We had it the whole time.
she's reading this out loud. Yeah, she's reading this out loud.
Silly me.
Where's the scroll pin, Weisa?
Tucked right here against my breast. Wow.
What else does it say?
I want to walk. I'll walk over.
That'll be on the nuggets.
I'm gonna walk over and literally just have my head just hit on Melishli's shoulder.
Okay.
Supposedly.
So-
West. Yeah.
Tesserin,
Tesserin.
Tesserin.
also known as Tess when we spoke to the being.
Huh.
With the title from last session, you actually have learned as Storm Warden. So
Storm Warden.
yeah, so Tesserin, Storm Warden,
Wow.
or the Warden of the Storm.
So Tesserin, this being we're talking to, is
Like
good friends with Jason Tender.
lifelong companion.
Wow. Aw.
From his first breath to his last.
I love how much you know. It's wonderful and helpful.
I wish I could say the same.
Caepio, how would we find more information about who Tess spoke to? Who is Coyoli, and who do we need to find to discover Coyoli?
I think you know the answer to that, Silver Lady.
I'm gonna look out the other way and chuckle a little bit. We have to venture there into the forest. Are you up for it, Troupe?
Hi.
Oh, absolutely. Anything to do to succeed.
Wait, can I see that letter?
Of course.
I'm going. Marcus, give it a look over. Well, let's make our way.
It's gibberish to you. You can pick out
That's so funny.
the.
Oh, wait, because it is
It's in Valkyrie,
I don't speak.
isn't
I don't
it?
read. I just started learning how to read.
Do I speak
like,
Valkyrie?
it's like, ooh.
I think I do.
You read and write Valkyrie.
Yeah, can I, as we're walking, borrow that when you're done?
Sure.
You would know I speak Valkyrie,
Right.
so.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was some. Sorry, I thought you knew it.
I'm really big into.
Bypassing up the women here.
I'm really big into light
You're
right
4
now.
years
and
old.
I'm actually gonna light the scroll to see if there's anything hidden, like darker words versus lighter words that might come up because of that, because of where we are, the words that
A
are.
little bit. That would talk.
Yeah, and put a little bit.
It's
of,
like the lemon on the back of the
exactly.
Declaration of Independence.
Kind of like that.
It's exactly like
And if
that.
nothing comes up, I'll just douse it, whatever. But
Steal it.
Okay.
I love it.
I'll describe that to Allie when she's done with it. All right. Y'all start making your way west and a bit north.
Cassius, do you know the way?
The sterling conversationalist of the Skeletal Guardian
Would you mind coming with us?
looks back over at the tent, considers it for a while, but then eventually turns to you and nods again and walks alongside you.
We're lucky to have you. And Caepio, by the way, if you didn't catch his name, it's Cassius. And he'll be your shadow.
How wonderful for both of us.
Oh, yeah.
Cassius has basically been hovering by you this whole time and just
Oh, yeah. Anytime that I've been leaning, I'm just like
immobile.
adorably leaning up against him trying to sleep.
did you get like a,
What?
Did you get like a
Yeah.
whole hour of sleep just now?
Probably.
Just fall cautious.
Maybe.
Really crappy standing on your feet sleep, yeah.
Oh, I'll sit down.
Oh, you were, that's
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll sit down.
Yeah, we got a short rest.
that's true. Okay, yeah, so you did.
Does that do anything?
No.
Yeah.
You need a long rest.
Time works differently here.
And you can do your second hand again.
Are you, I was going to say, are you down any hit points right now?
I'm 16 of 31, I believe.
So, yes.
I could do a second one.
Yeah, yeah, you feel that recover.
Would I have
So that's
regained any
2d10 plus
of
3.
my hit points in that?
You have a huge tank, but you're slow to regain.
Ingrid has something to relate to.
Yeah.
So that is 9 and 7 plus 3, so 19 points back. Hey.
That's
Right.
what's up.
So I'm full health.
You're full. All right, your body recovers and knits.
Militia's really still struggling over there?
Yeah,
She
no,
was
And
faster
while I'm
than
doing
that.
it, that kind of comes through. I am
she
going to
had
be like
more
making out
points
with
than
Caepio and just being like,
That's true. Pretty smart.
Yeah, my heals
Pretty
don't work
smash.
on her the way they do on everybody else, so...
Also, remember Tatiana that because of his blood, he can basically heal himself every hour.
Right.
Cheat code.
Yep,
But she's a
well, being a woman,
Construct.
baby.
can't regenerate. She can do a lot of things. Yep.
Does Stinky Water work on her?
Yeah.
Can I take more?
How far are you down?
Dare I say I'm at 7 hit points.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll give her a vial of my sticky water. Because I
How
had
much
two.
did you have left?
I had 2. I never took one for myself.
I gave my stinky water up.
And that was how many torches ago? I was like,
2, easy.
I think you have one. Okay, so because Nalishli got one from you already, so this is going to be the end then.
Okay. Yes.
All right, so you give her the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, and that would have had enough time.
Wonderful.
A little less easier to kill.
yeah, that's good.
Oh, sweet. I have another action surge. Yay.
I think it's a good time for intermission.
We're getting there. So as you're walking over there, you feel, actually during that walk, Nalishli, you feel more of your wounds knit, and you get 10 hit points back.
Woo.
Feel a nice little warmth.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Circulating through you.
Sweet little baby infant.
You don't want to. You don't love being in the single
One
digit
hit
crew.
wonders,
Yeah,
yes.
the one exactly the one hit wonders.
thought he was back.
The 7 HP ghetto.
Wouldn't let me read the scroll, wouldn't give me stinky water.
I didn't know you could read. You're 3 years old. That's good. How am I supposed to know?
So at one point, Marcus had infused the scroll with his light, and the scroll lit up, but it didn't seem to
Do anything different.
do
I
anything.
thought you said lit up on fire. I'm like, motherfucker.
So, as we wend our way toward intermission, we will pick up with the Fellowship. I'm going to skip over some trudging, and we will pick up with the Fellowship deep into this forest, and your sense of direction, Nalishli, gets not necessarily stronger, but more clear that you're going to a place of significance for you, whatever that means.
During the trudgery, I'm going to consider Jason Tenderheart and allow my mind to wander down the paths that it might have gone otherwise. Hopefully, it's something along the lines of take 20 version of that, you know.
Are you willing to be at disadvantage for your surroundings as you let your mind wander freely?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Perhaps we'll roll on that when we get back. So, did we get? Oh, okay. Yeah. So for the trivia question.
Trivia.
Question. This one might be too easy, but we'll see. So the people of Weisa and somewhat of Nalishli. I don't know if I can say they're your people, but the people that you were imprinted upon and made after the relit follow 3 principal gods. Which of those gods is named? What is the name of the god with the title Lord of the Dawn Star?
Ooh.
All right, we will be back in roughly 15 minutes and see you all on the other side of this. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Why limit your imagination? In the tabletop role-playing space, customization is everything, especially when it comes to your character. Whether you're a player, a painter, or a master of tales, your character is what matters most. Using high-quality, fully customizable miniatures, you can be built for battle with Eldritch Foundry.
Greetings, weary travelers, and welcome to Constructed Chaos, a channel dedicated to all things D&D, including live play streams and podcasts, 3D printing, painting, crafting, homebrew content, and guides for players and dungeon masters alike. Join our Discord for even more special benefits, announcements, and free downloadable content. And until next time, go out there and make some chaos.
We lift our voice to greet the rising sun. Your splendorous touch burns away the dark. With a soft golden hue, your world is made anew. We follow the path you've laid.
on, mate.
And welcome back, faraway friends. Thank you for rejoining us. We very swiftly had a trivia winner. That would be a Kleitos.
As always.
Because he lives and breathes.
Hell's the praise.
Apparently, there was some potential for Zach getting it over on Twitch, but it was Kleitos, and he correctly answered Coatl, Lord of the Dawn Star.
Yeah, what's up?
Dude hasn't
Quats?
a head from memory on like all the names and little small stuff, dude. Like he jumps on that crap.
Yeah, Melissa said it was like a minute. It was quick.
Oh man, he's running slow these days.
I know.
Get it together, dude. Thinking about other things.
Do it in 2 seconds? Come on, man.
So we rejoin our fellowship.
With a candle of
That's a good fight. I felt like that was the best harmony we've had.
I think so too.
Maybe
Right?
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Let's start over.
We'll have that opportunity, God's willing, next
Like
week.
3 hours worth of just candle of tailing again.
If anyone makes a super cut,
of all the Candle of Tales.
anyone makes a super cut, they get something from this
It's a
table.
progression.
That would be pretty cool, actually.
Right, so you're trudging along. I'm not quite at the point where I'm going to make my exhausted people make con checks, but you're getting there.
Of course we are.
Because it's been just unrelenting. This is the day that never ends, and so you're just going on and on and on.
My friend.
We had an hour rest. Come on.
Dancing on a beach not too long ago. Can't do that.
And remember, from the time that you made landfall, you have not slept.
I did for an hour.
I did.
What?
This has been all one long
It took like 2 hours.
day.
Are you kidding?
You've got some power. Yeah, you've got some naps in there. This is all the same day, baby.
What?
Well, good news is we only have 34 days until.
You remember we only had till dawn to come back and to save our precious
Wait,
friend.
how long did it take for our friend to take us to the camp when we first arrived?
Not long.
Not long.
Yeah, we got there.
And then we exited very quickly, and then we ran into the battle, and then
Now, here's the thing.
And you escaped.
Louise, I did escape.
So
Here's
you
the
didn't wait till
thing.
morning.
It was before the session started. It was roughly 17:30 for the character, so it was 5:30. So you have some choices to make. Are you going to get deep into this forest and make camp, which would be the most direct thing to do? Are you going to decide, because just reminding y'all about time, because we've had to play these out for over a month now. Don't hurt yourself over there, Allie. Smacked her knee on the table. Or do you want to even go to Lord Zosha's tent, which you think would be safe-ish? I mean, depending on the host. What do you want to do? Or do you want to stay in the temple?
I think we should stay in the temple then if it's getting late.
I agree.
Huh.
Give us some time to sit with this place.
Yeah, I wouldn't venture out in the evening to this village then. I would wait till more. Wait, we have only till dawn?
No, that was when she was still in with paralysis.
Right.
Well, there are considerations here. So,
Jason.
and the ship.
At the latest, I guess I could do this in character.
yeah.
Know this. It is at the latest possible hour of dawn that you may continue to pass undetected. When Borolus calls for the advisor, and she does not appear promptly, then your friend Jason will begin his distraction. If not before. He intends to, if I'm remembering correctly, light that fucking place on fire. I don't know how. I gave him what materials I could. He's very swift and more cunning than you might think. He has a chance. Not a good one. He will then make his way to your ship. Likely with them in pursuit. It is possible he has already been discovered, and Avad, who is regrettably still alive, knows the location of your ship, and they could have taken it, and you have no escape. It is also possible that Jason's plan comes to fruition. He leads Barolis and company on a merry chase, makes it to the ship, which will then sail to the other side of the island and await us there.
I like the latter.
My money's on Jason.
He'll do anything to get us home.
Aye, but he's not superhuman.
Yeah,
He's not human.
He's a bit more than human, that's true.
Well, we wage our bet on a small, call it a boy, to get back to the ship. Or we get the answers we need and carry on into the evening.
Again, my money's on Jason. I think he's gonna pull through. We still need to move on with our own mission here, but my money's on him getting back to the ship and around the corner to us.
How much can we do in the dark?
That is an important question.
What time is it now?
It's dusk.
5:30.
Well, no, it was 5:30 at the beginning of all of this.
5:30 p.m.?
Yeah, of this
Oh,
episode.
it's dark right now?
And so now it's dusk. Yeah.
The dangers we know and the dangers we don't.
We need some rest. I'd say we camp here. Move out in the morning.
The safest you can be is as far away from Barolis as possible. There are dangers in the forest. It is true. You need to sleep eventually, but...
I say do it here. God's here. I can feel him. She can feel him. I don't know. Can you feel him?
I feel something.
Yeah.
Well, you guys figure it out. And I'm just gonna kind of lean back. Just start like going out to it.
What if we rest for some hours and then continue?
Caepio, tell me again what you said about the early morning hours being the safest.
No. It is at that latest possible time that the ruse might still be in effect.
He gave us till dawn to get back with some kind of good faith gesture that we were doing the work that he wanted us to do. Held her at hostage and said if we weren't back by dawn, he'd feed her or kill her and feed Jason to Constantine.
Then tell me this. Is it more dangerous to walk in the forest in the village at night or in the day?
At night.
I'll say we stay.
Agreed.
And we move at first light, if that, maybe even before. But we need some time to regenerate and recoup and to get our bearings.
Cassius, do you sleep? Would it be too much to ask to keep vigil over us while we rest?
Drops into a ready stance.
I'll just keep.
So cute.
He's so sweet.
And, Caepio, I'm gonna attend to your wounds. So, I'm coming.
Why?
Our destinies are intertwined.
It's what I do. Just accept it. I ain't trying to nothing do wrong with you.
Forgive me. The last time I heard those words, they were thrown back in my face.
I ain't the one who do it. So just, you want the treatment or not, I'm good at it.
You have my word. He will not do anything amiss. We need you as healthy as you need us.
I will sit the first watch. Tend to me if you can, then have a rest.
Uh-oh.
Before you roll those, to Nalishli's point, since she raised this specifically, you do know that Jason is also pretty battered and did have a level of exhaustion, so he's going to be making all of those rolls at disadvantage. Okay.
Unless he was able to sleep throughout the time. And just
Yeah,
rest.
what about that?
Yeah.
Tell us all the answers we need to know now.
And
Before sorry, go ahead.
one last point to consider about your friend, Jason. What was it that the Storm Warden said? If any among you have any obligation, or if she has any obligation to anyone here, it would be him. And that you did not properly thank him, that you took him for granted. Perhaps leaving him to his mission would be unwise in the eyes of the guardian of that place.
Any order I've ever given Jason, he did not listen because he acted out of his love for Weisa. I don't think that he would even consider that. Not doing what he was asked by you.
I did not ask him to do that. He wanted to.
Well, then it's his destiny that he made himself.
So be it. I've said my piece.
I appreciate it. Just really trying to make you feel uncomfortable by being nice.
Yeah, no obvious effect.
Oh,
Go ahead,
sure.
Go ahead, Ellie.
No obvious.
Before we sleep, I'm gonna go tap Merrick on the shoulder.
Okay.
And
you know where he's at?
I thought you were with us.
No, I'm out in the forest.
No, you're
Yourself
halfway
the
in between.
temple.
Well, not in the forest because you guys didn't get out to the forest after all. So you're chilling out in the ruins
That's the ruins?
Yeah, the temple.
around. Yeah, I mean there are plenty of places to hide.
Is there
around.
trees or anything?
No. No, it's
Yeah, 'cause
barren.
she was out the furthest and you were halfway in between and then she walked
The
past.
forest is about a mile away.
Okay. This is basically ruins. I'm chilling out in a ruin somewhere, kind of just keeping to myself.
I see him, obviously. And we're walking back that way to sleep in the temple. So I'm gonna see him, right?
I'm gonna say at this point you guys had started to make your way over there and then thought better of it when you saw that it was just too far. So, Merrick, were you prowling?
I'm always prowling at this point, yeah. I'm staying roughly 50 yards, I guess, in front or on the side.
So Merrick, make a stealth roll, and Nalishli, make a Merrick is sulking roll.
Insight?
I gotta do this.
Investigation, baby.
Alright, it's even better.
It's a 10.
Okay.
21.
You know he must be in the general area, but
Okay, that's fine.
yeah. Okay. So Caepio, you take the first watch. Marcus, you begin to tend to his wounds. It's now dark. Go ahead and make a medicine roll.
17.
17? Okay. And then make a second one for the second batch.
22. No, I'm sorry, 21.
Okay. So for the first batch, roll a die 3.
3.
Okay. And for the second batch, roll a die 6.
6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Told you I
he
know what he's
expertly bandages you, and even manages to reduce a slight, it wasn't dislocated, but a slight strain on your shoulder by applying pressure back and front, just so to
Nice.
to realign it. So yeah,
Sounds great.
So 9 point. Yeah,
Nice when you do this.
Yeah, I will pay you.
Thank you, Nightmaker.
You're welcome. I'll take second watch when you're ready. Move over
Get some rest.
to an area next to the big skeleton dude.
Okay. So yeah, Cassius Abzosh is in the doorway then, probably, of the temple.
I'll be around the side of the door.
Yeah, I'll wander outside the temple just a bit to get my bearings and see what I can see.
Dark, you're uneasy sleeping this close to Barolus.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you're less than a football field away.
Yeah.
From him.
Yeah.
And you of all people are well aware of the temper on that man. But you don't see any active agents at the moment.
As I ponder, can I sneak back in and go get my other zombies? Yeah, I'm gonna wait for half a torch or so. Has anybody put in an appearance? Do I have a... So Merrick is not in the temple.
No.
No, matter of fact, I'm sort of burying myself. I'm huddling myself into like a little niche with rocks, whatever. Not. I'm basically just.
I'm imagining you at like some sort of rubble corner. Yeah.
Just inside the hole of a tree. I love it.
Taking advantage of the fact that you're really short.
And short and small.
Get into places, well, broad, but get into places that triples can't.
Are there any corpses around that I know about?
Cassius. And he's definitely looking at you.
You'd have to go further in. And just so the player remembers, that there could be some trouble.
For sure.
Specifically, there could be trouble at midnight.
Ooh.
Because that's when the compulsion starts.
Compulsions?
I'm gonna make a roll for myself.
Okay. There are a lot of conflicting
There really are
things going on here. No,
So,
I appreciate that, Tobias.
I'm gonna say 1 to 10, no. 11 to 20, yes. I'm gonna try it.
You're gonna try to sneak back in?
No, I'm going to approach the temple door from the side within 10 feet.
And this is while Marcus is up.
I intended to wait long enough that everyone was asleep.
Well, so it looks like the party is going to do a full rotation because who do you tag off with?
He needs sleep, so probably Weisa.
Okay.
So after he tended to me, I told him to get some sleep. He said that he would relieve me when my watch was ended. So as far as I can tell, everyone's asleep.
Oh, so after you tended to the wounds, you were going to take a bit of a rest. Okay.
Correct.
And then you were scheduled to wake him up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to approach from the side, get within 10 feet, and just see what I see. Like, does he acknowledge me at all? What's his state of being?
It's a little hollow eye instead of side eye.
Nice.
Oh boy.
I said I would do it if I hit the number, and I did. I'm gonna try it. You said you wanted me to make a roll?
Make an Arcana check, yeah.
To determine the viability of it?
Yeah.
19.
There are a lot of unknowns here. As we joke about sometimes, Tobias, there are known unknowns and unknown unknowns. Not telling you can't try it, but this could go disastrously wrong.
Yeah. Fuck. That does not fill me with confidence.
No, it does not.
I don't think
But
it
on the other hand,
You could go one. I mean, if you were willing to separate out from the temple and expose yourself to some level of danger.
Yeah.
Because now the Darklings are out.
Yeah.
So.
That word.
But yeah, by now they're well and truly out. So if you're willing to risk that, you're sure that if you got closer to where the killing fields were, you could find any number of skeletons.
I'm going to resist the temptation. This time.
You're not going to kill yourself over minion acquisition. All right, probably for the best. Okay, so the Fellowship is blessedly unaware of Caepio's internal machinations.
Struggle.
And struggle. The struggle is real. The struggle is real being a death tamer. A denuded death tamer who doesn't have his adoring public with him right now.
No. Horrible. Feels naked.
Horrible.
All right, so you wake Marcus up when the time is right. Marcus, make an insight roll for me.
13.
Caepio, make a deception roll. Let's just see how cool he's playing it.
18.
Okay.
Cool.
As you're getting up, kind of sleepy and a bit disoriented, because remember you stayed up an extra torch to tend to his wounds. Or so. You almost think that Caepio has something to tell you or is uneasy or something, and then it's like, oh no, it was just kind of your sleep delusion. And then you put it out of your mind. Okay. Your watch goes pretty much without incident until the very end. I assume that you're going to stay vigilant and not allow your mind to wander.
Correct.
Right now.
I was just thinking about that now.
All right. You see something, and y'all do not have a light source right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The candles did eventually fade down, although the altar faded at about a torch. The candles took about twice that long.
That's cool.
Where's the moon at? Is it like a bright sky? Is it a dark sky?
Right now, we're in Farah, and you all are coming toward the next Callan, so it's pretty bright right now. Yeah. Good question. You are about 3 days off from the next Callan, which would be the next full moon. So yeah, Marcus, you see movement, kind of a restless shuffling. It looks like some sort of very dark fog that's out there.
Is it moving towards us or just sort of existing out there?
It looks like it's scouting a perimeter, and you see 2 or 3 different examples of it.
Oh. I'm going to, while keeping my eyes on that fog, move over to Weisa and put my hand on her shoulder and shh.
Well, she's asleep right now.
Right, and wake her.
And wake her up, okay.
I'm going to point towards the fog.
Takes your eyes a bit to adjust, but you see this wavering, and to your eyes, it looks more like a shadow mirage. You know how there's that shimmer and distortion in the air, and it's out maybe 40, 50 feet past the temple.
Size?
Person size to maybe large dog.
Has Cassius taken notice of them as well?
No.
Undead to undead, maybe. Maybe.
That seems sentient.
It does? I ain't coming near yet.
Do I get a sense of its intention or energy?
Not at this distance, no.
I say we hold still. Keep it in sight. Maybe the blessing and the reconsecration of the area might have helped a bit. The candles and all. There is divinity here.
That'd be pretty late, yeah, because y'all went to sleep basically when it got dark. Okay. Merrick, at disadvantage, make a perception roll.
I'm probably knocked out.
Hmm? I want to
wait,
see if your survival instinct kicks in.
Oh. 2-2.
Choo-choo.
Double deuces.
So 9. Survival, so what do we have? 7, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. You start to have the worst kind of nightmares where you're in the kitchen, you're helpless. Every time you break one chain, there's another. One time it's on the ankle like it actually was, another time it's around your neck. Another time you're being drowned by your captors before you had the old power, Tiny.
It's probably appropriate with my mindset right now, yeah.
Tiny and essentially helpless. At disadvantage, make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom. That's going to be a 10.
Okay.
Do I add my... you want us to add our proficiency thing as well?
Only if you're proficient.
Only if you're proficient in wisdom saving throws.
I am...
So it should be marked.
It's already marked.
Yeah, I think
No.
I didn't know about that.
It's always fun.
You want to help her?
No, it's proficiency bonus right for these.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you've actually
I
got
know that. I
Okay.
never do.
Okay.
That's
I'm
one.
intelligence and dex.
Yeah, I think your wisdom. Okay. All right, you try to gasp and wake up, and all of a sudden your breath is getting pulled out of your mouth. And you take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Fuck.
Do I see this?
No, because he's expertly hidden himself in a corner.
Oh shit.
Oh. It's like a dementor.
And then this smothering miasma is around you. You can barely see through it. It's worse than a piece of fog because it's dark now. I mean, the moon is out, but it's dark. It's on your face. It's writhing in your body. It's trying to coil and shove down your throat. It's like very thick. It's like a viscous gas. It's somewhere between air and an actual liquid.
Holy shit.
Still at disadvantage because now it has you. Make another wisdom saving throw.
That one is better. That will be 16.
Okay. You're able to move. You spring up, but this thing is still on you. You take another 2 points of necrotic damage. And your pores start to, as liquid starts getting pulled out of your pores, and you can see your skin flaking a bit.
Do I hear him?
Nope.
Damn it.
Can I take an action?
What do you do?
I burst towards the temple as fast as I can.
Okay.
Good call.
Okay. As soon as you make, this is all at disadvantage. Make an athletics roll. I want to see how quick off the draw you are.
Not great.
Starting block.
That's going to be an 8.
Okay. You burst. You're still strong enough and fast enough that you hurdle the wall and just touch down, hurdle the wall. This thing is still riding your head. And so you hear a sound, and you see the other 2 or 3 or 4 things that were making a perimeter. All go toward Merrick.
Like the shimmery things?
Yeah, they all are immediately attracted to his little running legs.
To arms! To arms!
Okay.
Take an arrow. I'll need an arrow right now.
Did I at least get a torch of rest? Or
And I'm gonna.
did that not happen for me?
You got 2. I'll say 3. Yeah, 3 torches.
Any hit points back?
No.
Right.
All right. Another one, Merrick, the closest one, also latches onto you. And instead of attacking you the same way that this first one did, where it had to try to insinuate, much easier because you were asleep, this thing just seems to join the back end of it and inject itself through its brethren's body. And then the body bloats and gets thicker around your head.
Wow.
And that's another 2 points of damage. Necrotic. Okay, so now he has this double thickness of black miasma circling his head and trying to shove into his nostrils and down his mouth.
And we can see it now? Like
It's thicker. It's thick enough that, yeah, and Lucida's out.
Weisa, not an arrow right now.
Okay, so you're almost at the temple now. I assume you're just hauling ass.
Bursting through it.
Yeah.
Temple, yes.
Okay. You're running. I'm picturing you kind of at the side, so you're gonna get.
If I can say anything, Marcus Light.
Okay, it kind of comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And you're coughing, and you feel this get an inch or 2 deeper into your throat now as it starts to strangle you from the inside.
He's in the
out.
temple?
No, he hasn't made it yet, but he'll be there next round.
Do you notch that arrow?
Okay, so what do you do? It's your move now.
It's my move?
Yeah, because you're 16.
Can I see him?
Yes, but it's all bad lighting. It's dim.
I mean, I don't want to hurt him. I mean, I would just ready my arrow with some envenom and wait until I had a clear
Okay,
sight.
that green energy goes into this thing. And Nalishli, you're in the interior of the temple, but you're up. You feel the dull pain of your wounds, but much less now because of the stinky water. What do you do?
As I look at him, obviously I can see there's something on him. But do I see those other wisps like nearby, or
You're still inside the temple.
Yeah.
So you get up and you move out. That's
Yeah.
going to basically be your movement. So you join Marcus and Weisa right at the doorway. Cassius, your skeletal guardian, turns and kind of braces, but does not leave the doorway to intercept you. It's guarding. And so as you come out in a rush, you see this horrible tableau where Merrick is running for his life, and you have these, kind of these dual dementors now tag teaming him, going back and forth on him, looking like they're trying to draw out every erg of hydration and liquid in his body.
I have a question. Would I know if something's able?
See poltergeist, you know?
Yeah, that's actually not a bad one.
If something's able to cause necrotic damage, would I know if me causing them necrotic damage would do harm or not? I don't know that.
This is a new one. This is a new one. Yeah, this is a new one.
All right.
You may be able to fight shadow with shadow here.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's really either like I could try to hit it, but how many feet would you say is he away from me?
He's close now.
Oh.
He's on a full move, on a full on a dash. He's going to be inside the temple next round. So he's maybe 40 feet off or something right now.
How accurate would I have remembered the Scorn of the Night is? Like, is it pretty pinpoint accurate?
It is, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw a Scorn of the Night.
Okay, that's really funny. So you have this black purplish energy that just erupts around these things. Okay, you snag part of it, and then you're gonna fire ray. Okay, and then you fire your ray of desiccation and pain.
Ray? No, it's not. Scorn of the Night isn't the ray.
No. Scorn of the Night is where you hex it.
Yeah.
Then you fire ray.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you're doing the scorn first, though.
Okay, so.
Roll to hit. Yeah, attack and +5.
So sorry. It's an 11.
Okay. And actually, because it's dim light, it'd be a disadvantage anyway. But 11 is not going to hit. So your blast goes through. It's also harder because you're trying to not nail Merrick in the face with it. Pretty close though. They seem more intent on eating him than they do on trying to dodge.
Was your Scorn of the Night on the one that's sucking on his head right now?
I was trying to go for the ones,
What ability score would you like to give it disadvantage?
Me as the player does not know this. How do necrotic beings typically operate?
Let's look more what is actually happening to him right now? His head is getting gnawed on.
Yeah.
He's trying to escape from it.
Well, would that be strength?
Strength would be what I would guess.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a strength.
Okay. So if it can interact with the physical, however it is, you've now severely weakened it.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Titus. You were in a deep sleep. Make a wisdom check, just a straight wisdom check. And so I'll give you the tactics roll.
That's a nat 20.
Okay.
Thank you, Havok.
So as soon as you,
These are great.
as soon as you heard, because remember you've heard Merrick since you were for your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you
trying to find him when he's trying to hide, so I definitely have.
As soon as you hear his sprinting feet, you know that nothing good is happening. So even before the hullabaloo starts up, your eyes snap open. You do have to fight for a second with your body to pull yourself out of that deep REM sleep that was trying to give you back dispel a level of exhaustion.
God damn it.
But you are up at your dex rank, kind of surprisingly.
Okay.
And I assume out the temple door.
And I see that, right?
You come out the temple door?
I would actually first go to my pack and light a torch. Because everything is completely dark.
There is dim light outside because of Lucida.
Yeah, I'd probably still...
But if you would realistically light the torch,
I would still light a torch, yeah.
Okay, then your turn is going to end.
And then I would be like... and I see Merrick.
With you, so you light the torch, because you realistically, that would take a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Snag it out of your pack. I will give your character credit for that. He knows exactly where the pack is. Yeah.
Okay.
So you snag that. You run out.
And before I do that, I'd be like, Caepio, help him.
All right, Marcus.
I'm going to use light on the arrow that she just notched. And be like, shoot the ground in front of him to give him a path to us.
Okay.
Sure.
And you had it ready, so I'll go ahead and let you fire. You feel the energy flowing.
23.
Yeah, pinpoint. Where do you want to put it?
Well, I would just do whatever Marcus is telling me to do.
As bright as I can get that light to go.
Oh, didn't we want to hit it?
Well, I was thinking
That's not
just.
what he told you.
Oh, okay.
So you have to interpret it. What do you want to do with that? You can place it wherever you want,
I mean, I guess I would place it
like halfway or something.
Yeah, like maybe like 15 feet in front of him.
Okay. Yeah. No, the torch, the light's great enough that it's strong enough that will light his way. All right. So, a small respite. As you can see, it's like you're under dirty water. Mm-hmm. So you can see you can see some of the light now, and you know that your comrades
shit about Grumble. No.
are awake. Yeah,
you guys totally got it.
That they're awake and trying. Okay, the guardian steps forward in front of any of the fellowship members, but still is not going to run out and engage. It's going to wait. So it's readying an action to take a swipe at anything that's hostile.
Still want to swipe
that comes there. And Caepio, you now see the thing that battered and strangled you earlier running. You see the darklings, 2 darklings on it with 2 more trying to rush that were a little bit too far to get on the action that combat round. So he's about to have 4 of them on him.
And there's one that is actually attached to his head.
2, because you can see a second one bloated up, and it's too big to be a single one.
The one that I can see, the closest one to me, within 30 feet?
No.
Not yet?
About 40 out.
But I can move 10 feet within the temple and not be outside.
You're already outside of the temple, because that's how you can see him. You can move 10 feet from the temple door and still be basically...
Oh, gotcha. I didn't
temple
realize
grounds.
I already moved. That sucks for me. Yeah, okay. I will move 10 feet.
Okay.
And I will say, or the sapping sting con save on the one that's closest to me.
Closest to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that's on him that's closest to me that I can see.
Oh, okay.
That does no damage, huh?
It does, but only if they succeed. If they fail, it's damage and they fall prone.
How do you...
the idea being that would detach it, I hope.
How do you... actually, I'll say you've had enough dealings with them that you know that does detach it, at least momentarily. How do you envision this act of will coming out of your body, out of your hands?
I would say a sickly green, like a pale green, maybe not quite electricity, but a little more fluid, like
Havok Kedavra.
a little bit, but like a little more fluid, not quite as angular.
Okay. Leaping over to its target. Unfortunately, it looks like the Darkling weathers it. You make contact, but it just kind of passes through in the combined bodies. You know, these things, once they start swarming, they're deadly. Like, enough of them piled on could probably even kill Barolas.
Yeah.
Because that's how they do. They all just reinforce each other.
Well, that's the best I could do. I'm going to move back.
Okay. Merrick, you're hauling ass, and you run past these bodies. The light does help, so you're not gonna have to make any athletics roll or anything to navigate through there. And you run into the temple. I'm tempted to have you make their rolls, but I'll do it. All right. As you slam through, you see the one that was less invested actually does seem to detach. You see these 2 other Darklings, though, that were following him. They both stop, and then you see what passes as their heads start to twitch around, looking for more prey and victims. And there are plenty of people out here. Merrick, as you run in, the one of them continues to feast on you for another 3 necrotic. What else do you want to do? You do feel the pressure lessen.
So I'm in the temple now.
You are.
Is there a physical aspect to this thing?
You grab at it, and you feel something. It's like grabbing a particularly thick oil slick. But like your fingers, if you press too hard at any one point, your fingers then just puncture the skin of it, and you're grasping its shadow.
What can I do? That's a good question. Is there any light source anywhere I'm seeing?
My torch.
Torch, and your fellows are basically clustered outside on the porch.
I'll head towards the torch and try to grab the torch and burn it. I mean, not knowing where the torch is or who holds it or whatever.
So
I see this burning.
I
would be moving it toward. Yeah.
You ran in, you kicked one off, and then you basically did it in a quick about face once you had the one of them off of you, off of your head, and then went to the fire. Okay. There's enough light there. Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. Go ahead and make a sort of attack roll, and see how adept you are at burning your head.
Disadvantage, of course.
No, actually.
Yeah.
Because he would have disadvantage for attacks, but you're not that tired.
That's right. I'm not that tired.
Not yet.
Well, that's pretty good. What am I using? Just
attack. So
unarmed or what?
Dex, yeah, unarmed.
It'll be 17.
High enough. Okay. Ooh, we're all smacking ourselves over there.
That was my ring, not me. So that's good. Just poor table.
It writhes, but and you do smell some sort of acrid smoke coming up from it. Well, actually, the rest of you can't smell it, but you see part of it dissolving. But it seems unwilling just yet to let go. Weisa, what do you do?
Question. Do I have any sense that I can control things that are not human? This new gift I have?
You don't feel... That is a very good question. You don't feel like this thing has a mind, per se.
Okay.
You feel like you're more dealing with the natural phenomenon.
Okay. I would have my hatchet. I would envenom my hatchet.
Okay. It shifts from the shaft to the hatchet.
And I would see if I could touch this thing with my hatchet.
Okay, so you're not going to swing at Merrick's head, but you're just going to reach out to touch it.
Yeah, I don't feel like the bluntness of it. I'm just trying to get the poison to
the energetic part to it. Okay, go ahead and roll.
7.
Between the torch and Titus's large body and Merrick thrashing around, you're afraid because you might actually wind up touching Titus.
Yeah.
So you pull back.
Okay.
All right, Nalishli.
The other, so there's still one on Merrick.
Yeah, and you guys are like all clustered around that
one on Merrick.
That doorway. Yeah. With Merrick being just inside of the temple and the rest of you being just outside of the temple.
And there's no further movement from the two that split off.
One of them, so they're 2 fresh ones, and then the one got rebuffed. They're kind of 3 of them, and they might decide that one of you all out on the porch is looking pretty good. So you have a sense you might want to get inside the temple.
Let's go.
I'm going to run inside. If I go inside the temple, will I still have direct line of sight to the one on Merrick?
Yeah.
Can I position myself?
I'm in the temple.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm going to run in the temple.
Okay.
And very close quarters, I'm going to shoot my Ray of Desiccation again at this one.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. Which one feels? You feel... No, you feel better. Great. +5?
+5. 22?
Yeah.
All right, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage, babe.
Which, D6 withering.
D10 for the Ray of Desiccation, +3, and then you get an additional +6 because of the Scorn of the Night.
Okay.
So actually a fair bit of damage.
5.
Is it 1d6?
1d6, yeah.
For Scorn.
Yeah.
And 3, 8.
8 total?
8 total.
Okay. And you gave yourself the +3 on the die 10?
I did not.
So 11.
So 11.
11.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what happens is you fire it almost point blank. The main problem being, of course, again, you don't want to tag his head. So I'm picturing you almost maybe like palm.
Yeah.
Like your palm.
So close, yeah.
Nice.
And you basically give him a haircut.
She got Iron Man.
As it fires off. And apparently your energy does interact with this thing because you rip the top of it apart, and then almost you can hear almost some sort of scream, but it's muted and then it dissolves.
Wow.
And all of a sudden you can breathe again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're coughing and all right.
And then as I finish that turn, I'm gonna go, Merrick, are you well? Never mind.
You went back inside, right?
Yeah, as far back as I could.
Vibius, for his part, has lit a torch, but he is not going to go outside.
Oh no, I was gonna grab like both of you two.
Yeah, to try to get them
inside.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll throw the torch down.
At disadvantage, make an athletics roll and see how quickly you can get your teammates back inside.
That is a strength. That'd be 8.
Okay, so you're basically prompting them. You kind of.
I use my movement.
Feel a little bit dizzy. Marcus, what are you doing? Because you're cheek to jowl with 3 of these things.
I'm moving back in with, but I'm moving back in, keeping my eyes on them. I'm going back over to the altar and relighting the candles, the same way. So
okay, so you're gonna run.
The
You're gonna run back in and then do that. Okay.
Light the altar, which in turn should light the candles as well. So.
Okay, Caepio.
None in the temple with us. 3 on the outside.
Actually, the Guardian's faster than you. Unless you fight, the Guardian moves to grab you, Weisa, and scoop you up and move you inside the temple.
Cute.
Gosh, this way, man.
I will have my envenomed.
His hands are a little bony, so there's like a lot of pressure under your armpits, you know.
I just have my blade that is.
As you're being picked up and turned in. I love that.
So nobody is still outside?
Just you.
Just me?
No, he went back in.
I mean, I tried to get back as far as I could.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. You move. Yeah.
I did 10 feet to get in range.
You got 20
I could
more,
back
yeah.
20.
You could back 20. Yeah. Okay. No. So you're just inside as well, and you see the three darklings agitated, smacking up against.
Caepio, are we safe in here?
The temple.
For the moment.
One of them breaks through and starts going over toward Merrick again because you're already injured.
Does it go past me?
So this is my. It breaks in on my turn.
It has to go past us.
Yeah, it has to go past you. I'll say you can react to it. Yeah, because you obviously are alert.
Yes. How close?
I mean, you guys are all just right there around.
So it's like in my business.
Yeah.
Damn.
Does it go past me?
I'm gonna reach out and touch it.
Okay. Make a spell attack.
Yep.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes, all this personal Jesus is happening. Depeche Mode 101.
14.
It is not really paying attention to you, and so it makes a predictable beeline toward him, and your fingers manage to slide across its pseudo-oily surface.
Evilness.
Roll damage.
Yeah.
You see an intense charcoal gray energy surround his hand and then flow into this thing's, stab into its body.
That's 26.
It goes away.
That's a good roll. Holy shit.
It goes away.
It's gone.
And like that, it was gone. And the other two, after seeing ? That, their agitation becomes a little slower, although they're going to sit there for a good while, bobbing, more like corks in a pond now.
Thank you for helping, Caepio.
All part of the service.
Thank you.
A nod.
Your throat is extremely dry, and you're suffering from the worst dry eyes you've ever felt.
I give him water.
Okay. I mean, you drink. You also want to get it on your face because your eyes are burning.
Marcus, can you... The light that you made, can you extinguish it? Not the one in here, the one outside.
It's a concentration effect.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say
so
as one.
yeah.
So it's actually already gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring him. No, look at that glowing thing over there. Yeah.
That was my thought.
Caepio, what was that?
One of the many foul beings infesting this thorn-rotting island.
So you fought them before?
You could say that.
And how have you kept yourself safe all this time?
You saw for yourself?
So you're doing that every night?
You don't move at night if you can avoid it. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not.
No more moving. And I'm gonna lay down.
But Merrick wasn't moving, was he? He was sleeping.
No.
You do know they're
They
like
can
stragglers.
smell him,
Yeah.
or taste him, or hear him. However, these creatures sense his life force. They were drawn to it.
Because?
They're hungry.
But why didn't they come in here?
Why didn't the skeletons go into Lord Zosh's tent?
It's a sign to fall down.
There are places of power here. I cannot elucidate the myriad reasons why. They just are.
It's kind of like we renewed the faith in this building by just us being here and me using what I used.
We only have a few hours till dawn to get some rest.
Eric curls up in a corner and just
Merrick.
like a snail, you know, a little doodle bug.
Yeah, and I'll walk over and I'll put a thing over.
I would pat him.
Can I make any kind of cold tea that might actually work as a medicine for him, like with honey, a little bit of honey, some herbs?
Are you willing to give up your long rest?
No.
Okay.
Dang.
So the answer is yes, but
Gotcha.
not on time.
Damn.
It's a hard day.
It's a hard world out here.
It is a hard world, y'all. You do know somebody absolutely needs to be awake come midnight because you know the compulsion is going to happen then.
What is this compulsion?
I'm actually not fully sure myself.
So,
Weisa was next in the line.
my favorite.
Yeah, it's my turn.
It's just like Saul, you know, the next thing.
Yeah, nighttime is really a lovely event.
You're
Am I able to take a watch and get a long rest, or should I probably? I'll just
Probably not.
rest.
No.
Yeah.
Especially since you
Kind of don't want to be tired.
Especially since your rest just got disrupted. Okay. So, Weisa, during the witching hour, you start to feel you're really kind of curious about what's going on outside.
I'm not stupid, if you're alluding to that.
And begin to watch in ever increasing horror as this intrusive thought of look outside, look outside, look outside, look outside, look outside begins to run through your brain. And you can feel something trying to draw you out from the temple. And in fact, you start to picture the killing field where the flesh golems erupted. But in your mind's eye, it looks not like an abattoir of violence. It instead looks like it's filled with cushions and leptosteriors and pastries. And you're starting to think of home, and you start to think that if you could just walk a few steps, you'd be home. And you could have a nice little rest in your own cozy alcove.
Yeah.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Well, look at that. We've got a 20. 20.
Plus 5.
I know, plus 5.
Hey. Yeah.
26.
Okay.
Because of the proficiency.
No,
bonus,
that's
right?
already included right
That's
there.
already. Okay. So never mind. 24.
All right.
Learning.
You actually hear your mother's voice in that moment. Do you think I'm stupid? And you shake your head and you realize how ridiculous those thoughts are. And you also know that that was not just you daydreaming. That was a hostile exterior force attempting to compel you out of the temple and to that area.
She would then take her dagger and just like stab it through her pant or whatever as like I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Nail you to the ground kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. So after a lovely, restful evening, the Fellowship begins to wake. So those of you who are still damaged, roll a die 4. And
Full health.
Damage.
So I'm okay. Good.
Damage as in like hit points are down.
down hit points.
Like emotionally.
Sorry,
Trauma or
Trauma. Sorry, I can't get rid of that with the roll.
3.
3.
4.
And then so take that and add your con bonus to it, and that's how many hit points you get back for a long.
What is
rest.
my con bonus?
Plus 5.
So Constitution that.
I would add the plus 5 to that.
Yep.
It's always.
That's what's up.
This inside joke has made its way back.
So no, that is kind of funny. That is kind of funny. So your eyes are still like the thin skin, Merrick underneath the eyes is still kind of chapped, and flaked, but you feel somewhat better.
Cream on.
Yes, you get your Colin fruit eye cream and put it on.
That sounds great.
Really brings down that swelling, you know. So for my two folks who have 1 level of exhaustion, you wake up and you are sore, but you are no longer exhausted.
Must be nice.
That's gone.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
And Donnie, you get rid of 1 level of exhaustion.
So just 2.
You now have 2 levels of exhaustion.
All right.
So you're disadvantaged on all of your ability checks, and you're at half movement still.
Wonderful.
Wow.
But you can now fight if you have to. You can fight in place at full capacity.
Huzzah.
Again, you feel more like you've been run over by a cart and then backed over by it.
Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You get up, and what do you all do?
Just make our way west.
Marcus, can you help with any of this? Medicine.
Yeah.
Not here.
We should go.
We should be moving out. But I
And it's actually not quite. It's actually not.
Yeah, I'm hoping before
quite
the
dawn
sun.
yet.
Yeah. Because we went to bed at like 8:30.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah. Although you did sleep some more after that, but yeah, it's you've got at least a torch. You're in the pre-dawn gloom right now.
Pre-dawn of gloom.
The pre-dawn gloom.
Yeah, like right before the sun.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, poetics. Got it.
And then
I'll start mixing
thank
that
you
tea
again,
for
Cassius.
Okay.
And Caepio.
as we're walking through.
You are not going to be able to do that while you're walking.
Yeah.
Again.
How much are you down?
Can you instruct me?
No. I mean, it's a complicated procedure.
You do feel your spiritual strength has been restored.
Before dawn. Just because of the long rest. That's great.
You don't know if that would have happened out of here, but you feel close to the source, and it just flowed into you as you were sleeping,
Neat.
like up through the floor of the temple.
Gotcha. How much are you down? Like, how much does it look like you're down?
My skin is chapped. Looks like I'm half dead.
I will use.
Looks like I have zombie Merrick here.
Gotcha. I will use my basic heal spell.
Y'all are so funny. I'm actually going to have to change the title of this.
Episode, for sure. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Which is fine.
Genuinely,
Which is fine.
I had thought about that.
Counting sheep.
I love that. That'll be a first, but
That's
it's
very
fine.
funny.
Why? Because we didn't get to something?
Yeah.
When do we?
You often hit your mark. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm gonna use just healing word, I believe.
No.
No, cure wounds.
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds. I'll just put my hand against your cheek, and just let the light flow right on through into your face. Just slough away that stuff. It's like a loofah.
So you feel that divine warmth that healed the girl back in Pollux that brought her from the brink of death all those moons ago now flow into you. You feel your wounds knit with preternatural speed in moments, even faster than stinky water can do. Roll a die 8.
7.
Do you know what the plus is?
Plus my spell level plus.
It's plus 7 total.
Yeah. So 14.
Nice.
If you don't have that written down,
I have it. It's just on my notes. I'm sorry.
It happened to be just perfect.
Oh wow, really?
I was at 14, now at 28 back.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
Kiss from the sun.
How are you looking?
That's what it feels like.
You're back.
I'm all right. I'm not back.
Okay.
No, it's like I said, it's a big tank.
Yeah.
So, with love and respect, you ain't go wandering off again, right? Stand with us from this point, right?
That was foolish, Merrick.
I was just being alone.
There are times and places. I get it. I'm not going to get on you about it. Just don't leave us again, okay? Let's move.
Before you go, say thanks to your companion. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I actually like that little shit. It's important that you show gratitude for his sacrifice. You may not see him again. She'll know.
Give thanks, and I pray he is alive.
That's all.
Take some time. Think about it.
I'll put my hand on Caepio's shoulder and be like, we should get going.
All right, you swiftly break camp. Time is not with you. And indeed, every torch now, hell, every flicker could be at a dear, dear price.
Marcus, you say a prayer for Jason.
Of course I will.
And I'm gonna grab.
Yeah. Get all together. Connect everybody to the nice circle of it. Has the sun come up yet? Like, is it actually up?
You're trying to leave before the sun cuts up.
Jason, we bless you and humbly request that you stay safe in these hard times. Know our thoughts are with you. Know that we will be with you in spirit, hopefully physically very soon. Trust in the Lord of Light. Trust in your destiny, because we all know you have one. And it will see you through.
And thank you, Jason, for saving my life.
I'm going to put my hand on Marcus's shoulder and say, Dread Mother, keep him from your grasp for years longer.
I like that. That's nice.
Okay. You quickly make your way through that mile to the forest's edge, and trusting in Caepio. By then, dawn is almost upon you, but before dawn, you do make it to the forest line, and hopefully outside of Barolos' immediate knowledge. You think that it's going to be, for many reasons, this abandoned village, this destroyed village, will be one of the last places he looks. So you have maybe a torch, maybe less, of time where it's almost like you're just taking a nice little nature walk. Like, it's almost surreal that you're hearing the land begin to wake up. You see, Weisa, you spot that same pair of red-furred Paija. They seem to be crawling along the branches, going from branch to branch, much more at ease now than they were like in the tent flap, where they were exposed. Watching, maybe you specifically, but the group. And
the group or a pair?
It's a pair. And then it's a little more, Caepio, weird roll for you. Make a nature check, because you're the only person who's here before.
7.
Okay. Something seems off, but you can't put your finger on it. And you may just chalk it up to the events of last night, or you may be on your guard, but either way.
Does anyone else see these Paija, or just her?
With her passive, just her. You, in theory, Corey, eventually you would see them, but I feel like you're more focused on danger and people creeping up on you, unless you want to say that you're inexplicable.
I'm actually looking for Zenobi or signs of her.
Okay.
Or things around that, and
you're starting to move. That would be due west, so you're kind of coming off that trail then, because you're let's call it 3/4 west and 1/4 north is kind of how you're headed right now.
I don't know if I even have this knowledge. Corey's thinking that the reincarnation of them are right there, the population themselves, the pair. He knows, he'll even mention this along the way. I believe the Lord mentioned that Zenobi is related somehow to Jason Tenderheart. What he said. If we can find the corpse of Zenobi, perhaps she'll have some answers.
Does Cassius know where it is?
You can ask him. Thanks.
Trudge.
Actually, quick question. Did she die before you, sir, or after?
So I take it you were not scouting ahead then?
No.
Okay.
I'm not because I don't know the area.
You eventually... Okay.
And I don't want to get sandbagged by some other weird, strange thing. And I was told to stay near the party, so...
Before I forget, as the sun comes up, I am going to be singing my morning devotion.
Softly?
Unabashedly. Like, I still believe who I believe in, and...
you may reveal your location.
Softly then, yeah.
Well, it doesn't occur to you, but it occurs to you as he starts to reveal his location.
All right, I'll do it softly then, but I'll still do it.
Okay.
I'll do it with you. And just kind of like move my mouth with yours.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'll do whatever we do for Great Mother. I'm not sure what that ritual would look like here, if I can even do it while I'm moving.
Not the outward part of it, but yeah, inwardly.
We need protection.
Basically, you're basically giving thanks that for the earth under your feet and the air that you're breathing and the water that you'll drink that day and the food you'll eat that day.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion roll, Marcus.
Can I help him?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, so you joined roll with advantage.
And I'm proficient. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good call.
23.
Yes.
I'll be singing it softly. I'll look over at him. I'll pause just long enough for him to get the beat if he wants, because he already knows the song.
Vibius won't look at you, but you hear him whispering it as y'all are moving.
And I'll whisper it into Cassius's ear, as if he could join too. He's the only guy who tells me there, you know.
That's actually very sweet, Donnie.
Yeah.
2 inches taller.
Vibius is like not okay.
No, he was just told that
I'd say he's probably regretted a few things.
The faith that he reclaimed in less than 24 hours ago, the faith that he reclaimed was shattered and told that it was the false ledger. All right, and all of a sudden, then the trees break. You see what looks like the remains of a once thriving village, maybe roughly the same geographical size as Pollux, Randy, but with about twice the density of it. So maybe 200 people. However, with similar looking like thatched circular huts. However, a good portion of it, starting from the center out, has been flooded. And you see that this place is actually, who's proficient in nature here? I think it's just you, Merrick.
Yeah.
So Merrick, go ahead and make because this is something that a skilled eye would need to see. It would just be a random roll.
Not very good. That will be a where's it at? Nature. That will be. I'm not even proficient in it, so no.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Never mind. You're just kidding.
Not that. Just kidding.
What about navigation?
Yep.
Okay. No, there was a particular aspect I wanted to see, but it would need it kind of like you need to be skilled to tend somebody's wounds effectively. Okay, so yeah, it just looks weird then. It just looks weird that this water, because there's not an obvious grade down, and yet it's kind of pooling in the center of what might have been a thriving town square at one point. The pooling has been going on long enough, potentially, that you have these weird-looking gnarled trees coming up through the water.
Like that?
Swamp.
And You don't yet have like full-on bog, but it may be tending. We may be trending, but again, there's something just that isn't correct about this. But you're not sure. None of you are actually sure how to nail that down. And then Weisa, you will end with this. You spot some sort of being, one might even say a creature, that's down the way, and you see that it's rooting around its great sinewy body, displacing water wherever it goes, and yet not nearly so much as you would think, as it seems to understand how to sluice through the liquid with minimal disruption. Alarmingly quiet. You see it's larger than any of the huts. It's larger by far than the equine. It'd be many equine to equal it. And some distant ancestral memory makes the blood run chill as you see the green scales covering its serpentine body, limbed with gold. Little puffs of deadly gas escaping its snout every so often. And it begins to turn its head in your general direction. What do you do?
Wait, how far is it?
It's maybe 200 feet from you now, and you think you spotted it before it spotted you. You think.
I whisper to the group, look.
And none of you have seen this before. Actually, no, that's not true. Nilishli has. And perhaps out of Nilishli's mouth,
ancient memory from Eric,
comes the word.
Okay.
Comes the whispered word, dragon. And that is where we will pause the tale.
Gave me goosebumps.
Oh my God.
But I did see the thumbnail.
I always wonder if y'all look at the. Did you see
it was coming.
You saw the thumbnail too.
That is the oddest shaped cow I've ever seen.
So that's what we do.
Oh, that's great.
Well, faraway friends, this is not quite the adventure that I thought we had signed up for tonight, but certainly we had a few things happen as these things go. Thank you so much for coming back from our hiatus, our first episode. So we're going to do 4 more, and then we're running off to Gen Con, but I'll try to remember to post our schedule in the comments. Other than that, please vote for Most Valuable Player, whomever enlightened you, moved you, or perhaps entertained you the most, either in the comments or on Discord. Other than that, thank you so much for the gift of your time.
And
take care.
Dice. Thank you,
And
Hannah.
the
Yes,
dice.
and dice.
And the dice. Obviously they were.
Those were like a needed breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah.
So thank you, Havok, if you're watching, and almost said, or if you see this posthumously, but that's a terrible.
Oh my God.
After the fact.
Yeah.
After the fact. Asynchronously is the term I am looking for. So take care of yourself as you go about your journey out there. Stay safe and stay curious. Thank you.
Thank you.